The Pulse. Across Geelong, the Surf Coast and Bellarine Peninsula, welcome to the GDFL Match of the Day, broadcast on The Pulse. Now, here to bring all the action to your radio, our team on 94.7 The Pulse.
Action here this afternoon, and we are at Winchelsea, the home of the Winchelsea Blues. They take on North Geelong, and by looking through their sides today, both sides are missing a number of their players, but we'll get into this game a little bit later on. Welcome also this afternoon, and back to the broadcast box, Richard Grubby Cations after his day off last week. Welcome back, Grub.
Yeah, thanks, Smithy, and welcome all our viewers and listeners today. And I tell you what, it was lovely to have the day off last week. I went down and watched Werribee, and a couple of things down there, I must admit, and I know I see a lot of other clubs in there. They've got great young blokes playing for them, but, you know, after the game, they all come up and had a bit of a chat. I mean, really, really nice bunch of blokes. Geez, they're a good bunch of blokes. And the other thing is, when I go to a Werribee game without you blokes, I can obviously watch it through one eye, like I've done for many, 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 many years. And, of course, when that happens, you can bag the umpires. Well, I tell you what, Mark Nolan, and I didn't get the other bloke's name, but by geez, they did a magnificent job last week. Even looking through one eye, they got all the 50-50s perfect. I just wanted to say that because they were just fantastic. The boundary umpires, young Fano and what's the other little fella's name? They used to come in the box and that.
Oh, yeah, no, you got me. You told me this morning.
Yeah, they did. They did. So I remember it later. They did such a magnificent job, and I had a really, really good week off. So thanks for letting me have that, Dale. But you being the captain.
No, that's all right, mate. I was quite happy for you to have the day off. But as I said, Alex was here with all his glory and all his paperwork. And I tell you what, he goes back, he does it well, and you can't knock him there. But also, Archie Burley back here this afternoon. Welcome to you, Arch. And that news from last week has come to fruition out at the Thompson Tigers.
Yeah, I know. No one seemed to believe me during the week. And I don't know if anyone picked up on it when I announced that Devon Smith would be making his debut, mid-season signing for the Thompson Tigers down at Pizza Park. But yes, he has signed and he is going to play, and they've kept it very quiet. Even K-Rock couldn't get a hold of it, so it was good that they got through. And yeah, hopefully he has a good game for Thompson today. But no, it's going to be a great contest today, and hopefully there could be a bit of an upset on the cards, maybe for a past players' day for Winchelsea as well.
You never know, but they should have just come and seen me if you wanted to know if he was playing or not. I would have told you he was playing.
Did you? How did you find it?
Did you get the mail as well, Grub?
Well, there's no way none of them ever lag Johnny Mitchell in, but I am pretty close to Johnny, like, you know.
Yes, no, it's as I said, it will be a good signing for them. As I said, they have had a few injuries over time. I did look through their squad briefly this afternoon. They've got a couple of blokes back, so they might be turning the corner now. And as I said, they probably are thereabouts anyway, but they just need to make sure they start winning games. And this game today is another one of those because Bannockburn and Thompson today would be like an 8-point game.
Well, do you reckon, like last year they were, I wouldn't say also rounds, but last year they got injuries, they staggered and they started and they played well and they didn't play well and they scraped into the 5. If that happens again and they get all their players back, they could probably be the best side in it again.
Yeah, it happened once. You don't want to count on those things.
Oh, you're not counting on it, but there's a chance that will happen with all these.
That's right. If they're all back and fit.
But can they play together with points? I don't know.
No. I think the points of a couple of the players that have come in, such as Devon Smith, he wouldn't be able to get in their final team. You've still got Jacob Knight to come back in as well. He could be playing the next couple of weeks, I reckon, as well.
Well, he told me he wasn't going to play till the end.
Well, did he actually play last week?
No.
Yeah.
No, he did, didn't he?
No. So just named.
In the second.
He stepped on the bench. Yes.
But he only has to step on the ground. Yeah. And he's played a game.
Yeah. I'm not sure he even did that, though. I don't know.
No, he has to. He has to. He has to. Otherwise,
he player?
No. You can name him on the list, but he's actually
you have got to go out on the ground to qualify. From what I've been told, he'll do that 2 or 3 times. Play maybe the last 1 or 2. Most players need to be fit to do that.
Yep.
If there was one player that I've seen play that doesn't, it could be him.
And I hope Thompson know that rule because from all
they'll know the rule.
All reports, I heard he didn't even go on the ground at all. He sat there and on the bench.
I reckon Lynch would be smart enough to know that if he's got to qualify him, he's got to get him on the ground at some stage.
I was told he went out on the ground.
Yep. So, my understanding is just naming on the list is not good enough. I actually think they have to. They have to cross the line at some part of the game.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he went out on. Well, I was told he went out on the ground. He doesn't have to stay out there for too long.
No.
But as long as he's named, plays on.
Start on the wing and then just jog off.
You can do whatever you want once you're on the ground.
Go on and off.
Yeah, you can do that. And that's pretty much what I got told you.
Bannockburn did that with someone too, didn't they? At some stage.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's quite legal as long as you do it right. And from what I've been told, they did it right. So that's
I can't remember
there's
who that was.
no problem there.
Ran on the ground, went to a contest, then came off again. I think that's how it was done. But I can't remember who was coaching at that stage. That doesn't matter. We'll get on to other action around the league this afternoon, and we're looking forward to it. And the Geelong West Giants are at home, and they take on the unbeaten Belmont Lions. And from what I've seen so far, they are definitely the. I would think the team that's shone out for me. As I said, nothing against North Geelong. They've won games. They haven't probably done it as comfortably as the Belmont Lions, but they do sit on top of the top North Geelong. But Belmont Lions, at this stage, going along very nicely, Grub.
Well, they've pretty much done what they did last year, right? Although no superstars, but I think the game we saw, young McPherson and a couple of those blokes were very, very good. But they're well-rounded. They play well all over the ground. They've still got a couple of blokes to come back in. Last year they were the same, and they failed in the end mainly because Thompson, through Lynch's coaching, played the game that nobody in the finals could control, including them. They'll learn a lesson out of that because they're very, very well coached as well. So I don't know if they've shone out. And like if someone said to me now, who do you think will win the grand final? The answer would have to be, I don't know. Because I'm just not sure they've actually shone right out. North, very consistent as well. East, up and down, but good enough. There's so many good sides. Thompson, if they do what they did last year, there's so many good sides. Bannockburn are a bit of a surprise. They're playing better than I thought they would play. A lot of new kids in there. So, Belmont, very, very well rounded. We know they've got the game to play St Albans because they went right through to the grand final last year. West are struggling. They had a few out last week. I watched them last week. I tell you, it's not for the lack of trying because they really, really have a go. Blair and those blokes. Braden Mitchell didn't play last week. They really missed because forwards seemed to kick goals down at Werribee, and he wasn't there. But look, they battled and battled and battled, but they just didn't quite have the class to get over Werribee. And if they haven't got that, then I don't think they've got the class to get over Belmont today.
Arch, your thoughts there?
Yeah, no, I reckon Grubby summed that up pretty well, as he always does. But no, I think, Belmont, I don't know how much you read into their win last week against Corio. Pretty convincingly, nearly 80 points. Ben McPherson, 6 goals, playing half forward and midfield. He's an absolute star of the competition already. One of our favourite players to watch here, and I think they should get the job pretty convincingly done over Geelong West today, who looks like they've had a couple of, as Grubby said, they've tried hard this year. They've had some good efforts. Remember, we watched them beat Winchelsea at Geelong West at round 2. And it looked like their game was in pretty good stead that day. But, yeah, obviously they've had a lot of narrow losses as well. They've been competitive in quite a few games. Not last week, but, yeah, I can't see Belmont losing this one today.
Yeah, I think Belmont are just going along nice, as you said. Yes, you need players to be playing well. Obviously, you said McPherson got 6, but they're getting a good spread of players right across the board, kicking goals for them. As I said, Geelong West, I suppose, I'm not too sure much of a reliance upon a select group, but as I said, up forward, Alex Blair seems to be the bloke that regularly seems to be kicking goals for them. But then there's not too many more in behind him, so they've obviously got to change the way that they go in. The other bloke that I think hasn't been, I'm not too sure been playing every week, but Jackson Collins is the bloke that a lot of people have spoken to me about for Geelong West, and I'm not too sure. Did he play last week, Rob? Do you know?
Who?
Jackson Collins?
Don't know.
Yeah, look, he's another.
He did play last week.
He did play last week, yeah. So he's the centre half back. So again, it's probably one of those situations where you've got a bloke like that, you may need to shift him forward. And I know you're taking Peter Ray to Rob Paul, but he might be the bloke that needs to go forward and just give him that extra edge down forward. So I again agree with you two blokes. I think the Belmont Lions will be a little bit too strong for them. Out at the Devil's Playground, Corio again are really struggling again with injuries, and I'm not too sure whether their side's got any players back in this week. But they take on Belpost Hill, who beat Inverleigh last week at their home ground. So they're going along, I would say, okay. As I said, their start of the season wasn't great, Arch, but the last couple of weeks they've got, well, the last week was good, the week before not so good. So a little bit of inconsistency, but they'll be looking to improve that.
Yeah, and a good win over Inverleigh, who are no pushover. And I mean, we saw them beat Bannockburn on Anzac Day, and when they got their game together, they were a pretty good-looking outfit. So yeah, it wasn't an easy opposition by no means. So good job from Belpost Hill there. But yeah, Interesting one this. I think that they should get over Corio. I mean, we know Corio have had a lot out. I think they had 15 come out of their seniors within a 3-week period, which is a 15-player turnover will hurt any club. But obviously we know once, they got the blokes of class like Herschel Carr, and if they get a couple more players around his calibre around him and start getting a few of the players who might not be up to the senior standard back to the reserves, they can definitely be competitive. But no, I think Balpo still should get over the line in this one.
Grab Cozzy seems to be regular kicking goals again, so he's obviously found his niche back in the Balpo Hill side.
Well, he has, and actually I'd also love to wish him happy birthday too, Cozzy. It's his birthday today, I think, Cozzy, so he might have a birthday out there today and kick a swag. But, yeah, look, if this game was after the first round where Corio had a win and Balpost got belted, you would sort of think, well, hang on, this might be all right. But since then, Corio with their injuries, and it's not just their injuries. The most unfortunate part of it is they just haven't got the depth. I watched their seconds play a couple of weeks ago, and they just haven't got enough in there to be able to come in and take control or even do a job. And their depth's not there. So for them to be as good as what Benno wants them to be, they're going to have to get all their players back because they're not going to come from anywhere else. And Balpost Hill, on the other hand, they've been... Well, I know they've been up and down, but their wins have been fantastic. There was a great win against Werribee. They were under the pump a lot of the day. They've come along in leaps and bounds, which we knew they would because of the simple fact that the older brigade come back and they will help the kids. Look, I know it's at Corio, and normally you would give Corio a chance there, but I just don't think so. I'd love to be able to say, get your players back and we can tip you, but I just think Belpost will be too strong for them.
Yeah, look, I think I agree at this stage. As I said, until Corio can get a bit more of their depth players back in their side, I think they might struggle to go along for the rest of the year. But as I said, just 2 or 3 players can make a bit of a difference, and hopefully they'll come back shortly for them. Well, out at Anakie Footrod Flats, Anakie do take on the Werribee Central side this afternoon, Grub. You said you were pretty impressed with the Werribee last week, but they would need to play well against Anakie out there today to have any chance.
Yeah, well, as I said, at stages they played football where you think if they could keep playing like that, they can beat most anybody. But unfortunately, at this stage, they're still learning to put it all together for 4 quarters. They do actually, when they dominate games, apparently they dominated for periods against both East and Belmont and couldn't quite put the score on the board. They did it against Corio a couple of weeks ago, the first quarter, but then the pressure dropped off a bit and they managed to kick a lot of goals. But some of their football from end to end, lace out, forwards, it looked really good football. But they will have to be on their best because Anakie are a good side too. They've been a bit up and down. You're not quite sure what you get with Anakie because of their points and different blokes playing. I think Joshy Mawson might be not playing today.
Well, I think I just went through their side. Luke Dalhouse not. But I thought Mawson was named. You keep yakking.
Well, I heard the other way. I heard Dalhouse was playing and Mawson wasn't.
Well, maybe that's what they've. Well, that's just only what they put in there on the.
I'll tell you, the big thing here is good forwards have had a history this year of kicking goals against Werribee. Noah Snezkoff kicked 5 or 6. Mason Dixon, Herschel Carr kicked 10. I think Blair kicked a few last week.
4, yep.
Yeah, so they have look, that's good. Well, the bloke that's not going to be kicking goals from down there today is Oscar Barter because he's not playing.
Okay.
As far as I know.
No, you're right. So Dalhouse is in. You're right.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big loss. I think Jay Lever might be playing.
Yep.
So, obviously with the points, they've got to up and down it. And they've got a few fly-in and fly-outs, as you know. And then Davey and Long, you never know what they're going to do. But, look, they're playing well enough, Anakie, to trouble sides. But again, like Werribee, they just can't get across the line and get the couple of the big wins that they need to. At Anakie, you would think that they would be a big chance.
History glad with these two out there? 50-50?
Yeah, 50-50. Yeah, although I remember many years ago they were both really good sides. So Anakie would probably have the edge at Anakie. But, after talking to some of those young blokes who come over and spoke to me last week, I can't go against the Werribee boys. I can't do that. Jeez.
And Grub, just on that, do you think, obviously being on the Inner Sanctum, being there last week, so his speech for the game was really good as well.
Well, it made him win by 51 points.
Yeah, exactly right. Do you think that they can start seeing a bit of belief, a bit of momentum with a couple of wins in a row, even though that first win might have been against Corio, still in that win last week against West, was it? Starting to get some momentum going forward in the season?
Yeah, I can. A couple of their recruits, and I know I've spoken about them, Brandon Houlihan, tell you what, ripping bloke he is. And I thought he was a little bit heavy at the start. I know he probably plays that way, but he didn't quite have the pace that he used to have. Yeah. But after the pre-season and the first couple of games, he's starting to show that he can play football. Young Donnan, he's starting to show that he can play football. And all the people in Werribee know that, but it's just taken a bit of time to settle in. The big fellas from Werribee Districts, Robinson's played the last 2 or 3 in a row, and he was sensational last week. Sensational. His marks in the back line was sensational. It's a pity they didn't have a few more defenders, because you want them to take their marks up the forward line and kick goals. But if they can keep improving, yes, they can get some momentum, no doubt. But it's going to be tough out at Anakie today, I promise you.
So the secret again for me is stopping Bosley. Obviously, Jay Lever, I don't know whether he's played a lot of football in time. He looked a little rusty last week, but again, if he can get more games into him, it will provide him with that option. As I said, it's disappointing Barter's not playing, because with him back in their forward line, that would be 3 really big blokes that can kick some goals. So
which do trouble Werribee.
That's what you've been saying. So, as I said, that would be, for me, I think the ideal situation for Anakie to win that game, but unfortunately they haven't got their players available.
And the only thing I will say about Werribee is I'm pretty sure they're going in unchanged. I had a quick look through. I didn't see ins and outs, but I had a quick look through, and it looked to me like everyone that's playing today did play last week.
Which can't be understated how important it is to get that continuity within the team. Like when you're having 5-6 players come in and change, go out each week, it's so hard to get that continuity within the team. So, getting the same players on the park each week is definitely going to help them in the long run.
Well, yeah, and blokes like Brad Carlton starting to have the year that we always saw. He comes straight out of the 18s and won almost 2 best and fairest. Had some knee problems and struggled a bit. He's really starting to hit his straps too. He's a good kid too.
I think Werribee should get the job done there today.
I don't know. It'll be tight.
I think they should, just with the outs at Anakie. But I think Anakie may have relied a bit too much on select individuals last week. That's what I felt like. A little bit more from Long would be good. Alessi, I thought, came in and out of the game, although he had a decent game. Maybe Arabit could be a bit more involved, and I think that would go a long way for them to be a bit more of a contender.
Wouldn't be too many can kick a ball like
that. Look at that, eh?
Not in reserve.
How many blokes in the seconds you reckon can kick a ball from 55?
And into the breeze too.
Into the breeze. There's only one I know, and he just did it, Lukey Parker. And you wonder why he's my favourite player. Hey? Well, Fitzsimmons is on the bench.
Well, that's probably where he wants to be right now, I reckon, at least late in the game. So, look, I don't know where this game's going to go. As I said, the history tells me that Anakie do play well at home, and it's going to take some work for them to do that again this afternoon. But I said if Werribee have trouble holding back an attacking zone with Bosley in it, as I said last week, if he's held, then they seem to struggle a fair bit. So we'll need a bit more from Lever, but I'm going to just sway towards the home side there this afternoon.
There are other tall defenders not playing either. Sutton.
Okay, well, that'll help as well.
Oh, my word.
Yeah,
my word.
Yeah, so you've lost a few there. So now the City Tiger take on the Country Tiger this afternoon at Peter Park, and the Thompson with some players back and a big inclusion in Dev Smith coming into that side, take on Bannockburn. Again, they're going along pretty well, I think. They've lost a couple of games, not by big margins, and it's I think they're just playing some decent footy at the present time. So it should be an interesting clash, especially after Thompson last week. I reckon they'll be a bit dirty on a 100-point loss to East Geelong.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into the loss, to be honest. Obviously, we can't blame everything on injuries, but when you have 7, 8, 9 of your best players out, it's going to have a massive impact on the game overall. I think 5 out of their 6 backline were reserves players. So players usually playing reserve. So obviously that's going to have an impact. The one player who actually, one defender that we had from or that Thompson had from the seniors, was playing on Zach Smith, and he ended up with 5 goals anyway. So obviously a player of that calibre is going to tear you apart. Paul Lynch nearly had his first 100-point loss ever. He's never had one as a coach. Ended up being 95 points. And just speaking to a couple of East Geelong faithful, they were quite disappointed with the way that Thompson played the game, putting 3 or 4 back straight away. Very defensively minded, and almost like they thought it was going to happen, and they were waiting to see how big the deficit was going to be. So, I think Thompson should bounce back today. Obviously, with a big inclusion, Devon Smith and a couple of others coming back in. But
Geordie Cam's in a big...
Yeah, Geordie Cam, but we'll see how he goes. Obviously, you don't want to put him back, but they do need a big ruckman to come back in. Hopefully he gets his form going again, and they haven't rushed him back too quickly. But no, I think Thompson should win this one today.
Rob Maybaum seems to be kicking goals now, and looks like they're planning a little bit forward. Interesting to see how he goes. I think he got 5 last week, and after a couple of threes the previous 2 prior to that.
Yeah, well, he's an ex-GFL player, and the boy can play a bit. And they played him off the half-back line last year when they had a different side, but now they probably need some more up forward. I mean, you've always got pretty good defenders out of Bannockburn, so it looks like Ronnie's found a spot for him up there, and his class will get him through, even if he's not a natural forward. But
I see Louis Clifton back in that side as well.
Is he?
Yes.
Well, his disposals are very good, aren't they?
The last couple of weeks, yeah. I don't know whether he's been there or been long-term coming back, but just noticed his name the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, as I said, we watched them at Killarney, which is nothing, and then the Anzac Day game, and I thought I don't know whether they're just not playing. They're a bit off the mark, but obviously they've improved. Some of their performances have been pretty good. And they're a little bit better than I thought they were, actually. And I think they could really figure in finals. I think I told Ronnie that you won't make the finals, but I do that just to get him going, obviously. But Thompson, you go and ask Paul Lynch last Saturday night, how do you feel of a nearly 100-point loss? Couldn't give a stuff, I don't reckon, because when you've got that many players out, right, you can go and be competitive against your bottom 4, bottom 5, or maybe even bottom 6. But when you play one of the better sides in the comp, you're in real trouble when you haven't got the personnel, and that's what it showed. You put that behind you and say, well, we don't care, because the next time we play them, hopefully we've got all our blokes back, fighting fit, and it's a completely different side. So as long as they win enough to make sure they get to the finals, as I said before, they've got the players to actually go all the way again, and the coach. It'll be a tough game. You said Devon Smith's playing. I heard a big rumour that Johnny Mitchell was paying him out of his own pocket. He's a multi-millionaire. He buys breakfast every Saturday. But, I tell you what, is Billy Smets not playing, though, I don't think.
Well, actually, his name actually was one I did miss them when I went through the list. But, I just flicked through them. I didn't look too quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Billy's playing. But as I say, in the end, normally at Thompson, I would go for Thompson, but they've still got so many out. No, I'm going to lean towards the Country Tigers here.
Billy Smets is out as well. So
I just told you that, you idiot.
Yeah.
He probably still hasn't got home from footy on Thursday night or Friday night, whenever they were down Geelong. Archie, you reckon that you're saying the Country Tiger? You're going to City?
No. I reckon the City Tigers got this one for sure. I reckon Ben Kamaric just seems to be getting better every week, and he's just turning into the player that Thompson and Paul Lynch knew that he would turn into. And I think he's a class above the GDFL, and that he'll just continually get better. And with 3 or 4 back in, I think they should get the job done. Although I heard there's going to be match-up. It's going to be Connor Jervey straight to Devon Smith is the rumour, so that would be one to watch today for sure.
Well, Dev, I think, was picked on the bench, but I can't imagine him starting there.
Hey, the way the game's played today, that's where I would start him.
Yeah, well, he'll be on in the first 3 minutes anyway, but no rotations are going. So,
but with the rotations these days, you can start your best player on a bench. So when you get out to start the game, all this jostling and niggling, you go to him. But you bring him on 5 minutes into the first quarter, and if you're not careful, he sneaks on and gets 4 possessions before you know he's on the bloody ground. So he may well start on the bench.
Inverleigh take on East Geelong. As I said, East Geelong probably not going as well as we probably would. I would have thought at the start of the season. I thought they were one of the sides that would win most of their games. They have been beaten, but Inverleigh not quite playing the way they have been in recent years. Have lost a number of players, brought a lot into the side, and have got a lot of youth in there as well. So they're heading in the right direction, but I reckon East Geelong may be a little bit too strong out there this afternoon, Grub.
I'm not so sure. I think Inverleigh, with the young blokes he got in, with the old blokes he got in, his Peel, what's he doing?
Yep.
He's got a special thing today, isn't he? Or?
No, he was selected as far as I know.
David Peel is
Okay.
selected, yep.
Not playing his 200th or anything like that?
Look, I couldn't tell you that, but someone obviously might get on the phone to me shortly
Well,
if they're listening and let me know.
Get Shane to ring. I thought he said something like that, but I'm not sure. Not that you'd ever listen to him. I come to your place for bacon and eggs. I go, Grundle ate the bloody lot. Unbelievable. But, you know, I just like Inverleigh. I just think that even when they're not quite playing, they didn't play their best footy on Anzac Day and got up and beat Bannockburn. I think they're a real chance. But on the other hand, I've got to agree with you. East look more stable. You know, Steele, big raps the start of the year. Started slowly, as did Mosley at Anakie last year. He'll start to find his feet. I tell you what, they missed that Jaden McLaughlin. I didn't realise that he was gone. He's running marathons or something. That's a huge loss. He was a beautiful footballer to watch. But you've still got Benny Crombie and Johnny McIntyre. Johnny McIntyre played the worst game I've seen him play against Belmont. He picked up 29 possessions. So, you know, I just think they might get over the line. But I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Inverleigh were able to top them.
Yeah, well, Inverleigh, and just talking on Shane Grundle, he actually rang me after he left. He lost his glasses. Couldn't find them anywhere. But anyway, rang me back about 10 or 15 minutes later. Found them in his pocket. So he's all right. But as I said, he hopefully he might be listening to the car if he can let us know what David Peel's up to. I don't know whether it's his 200th game.
Oh, I don't know. Well, he said something like that, I thought. But hey, he won't be in the car.
Yeah, no.
He won't be in the car.
Well,
the way he carries on, Cheryl would have thrown him out already.
Yes, no, it should be a good game. Archie, your thoughts out there this afternoon?
Yeah, I think East Geelong are just far too good for this. I think read too much into it. I think Inverleigh might be competitive to start. I do love the young talent of Snezkov and Haberfield. I think Luke Wilson's really good in the ruck and he always battles hard. But I think East Geelong, and especially I know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we were out at Belmont. Andrew Steele, we wanted a bit more from him. And he kicked 4 last week, and from all reports, it was making more of a contest.
He'll settle, mate. He'll settle. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and I reckon, when he's up and going, it doesn't leave all the responsibility up to Zach Smith, and obviously with Caleb Ezard out, it's gonna fall onto Steele. So if he's playing well, it's gonna bring all the forwards back into it. And I think East Geelong going to be far too good.
Probably the bloke I left out up forward is Mason Dixon. I really like Mason Dixon. When we first saw him, he was taking marks everywhere and kicking them out in the full and points. But he's really worked on that, obviously, because his kicking for goals improved, and I reckon he's that far away from kicking a bag.
Yes, well, maybe today could be the day. As I said, I think Inverleigh will need him to be at his very best if they're going to win out there this afternoon. I think they're up against it myself. I think East Geelong will be far too good. Reserve game here this afternoon. North Geelong are out to 61 points to 33. It was very close at three-quarter time. And when I was out there, I thought actually that North were actually kicking into the breeze, but Lukey Parker's maybe told us differently because he's kicked 2 from just on 50 and has set the last quarter alight, so going very nicely. Look, we're going to take a short break before we go into this final game because we've got to go through and we're going to have a look at their better players or best players since the start of the millennium, and we'll take a short break, come back shortly. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Yes, welcome back. As I said here this afternoon, it's a current time, not too far to go, or 17, nearly 18 minutes gone in the final quarter. Winchelsea are lining up, but 61-33 at the present time, but they would need to come very quickly if they're going to win this game of football. That's been touched on the line, I think, and a minor score. So this afternoon's game, as I said, Winch not going that well this afternoon, take on North Geelong, undefeated and have taken on everything before them so far. A very important game, but past players, they are here at Winchelsea this afternoon. Grub, you've got a list of players, or a team that's been selected for us.
Yes.
And we are going to have a look at this side and then maybe chuck in a few names that we think that may have been probably a little bit unlucky to make or not make the side as well.
All right. Well, this is the Winch side. Now, Alex wanted us to do from the millennium. Right?
Yep.
Well, Winch weren't in it at the millennium.
No.
They didn't come in until 2002. So they're 2 years shy of everybody else. But we've gone and got some of the experts from Winch, and we've had a bit of a go at it, and we've come up with a side that people believe was the best side that Winch have had since they've been in the Geelong District Football Netball League, right? So make a comment on whatever you want as I go through them, because I will be. Archie, you probably won't be able to, but although I think there's a bloke from Thompson in there somewhere. Didn't he play for Thompson at some point?
You did go in there and have a bit of a run.
Yeah. So here we go. The backs. Brad McKenzie.
Very good player.
How good was Brad McKenzie?
And could kick a football. You talk about Luke Parker being a fine kick. This bloke wasn't as equally as good, I reckon.
Oh, unbelievable player, Brad McKenzie. Byron Matheson at full back.
Has been a stalwart at this club for a long, long time, and was a very good, reliable defender in most of his career. Solid
fullback, and that's what you want at fullback. No, you don't want these classy blokes that dance around. He was as solid. And, of course, in the other back pocket, one of our favourite players, Alex Gubbins, who's back playing with them now, and wasn't he a superstar?
Tremendous footballer. He played in the league. I think he's a couple of time best and fairest winner out here. So he's a very good proportion. Actually, might have had him out a bit further, but when you look at the rest of the side, you can understand why.
There you go. Half-back flank, Matty Warland.
Yeah, look, in his time, Matty has been... he's one of those players, he's a pretty smooth mover across the ground, good user of the football, and as I said, he is a great player.
Well, in the old days, the old back pockets and half-back flankers were dour defenders, but this bloke adds a bit of class to a half-back flanker, if you ask me. The centre-half-back, possibly the best centre-half-back I've ever seen in the GDFNL. Timmy van der Klooster, how good was he?
Came here with David Mensch. Did he come from Amateurs at that stage?
Don't know where he come from. Don't know where he went, but while he was here, he was an unbelievable footballer.
Yeah, no, good footballer. Played centre-half-back, could probably play at a number of positions, but definitely was a very good defender here and held them up pretty nicely during that time when David Mensch was coach here and played a bit of finals football.
Well, you know, the old intercept marks and all that sort of stuff. He used to take Pax Beckies at centre-half-back. He was just a great player. I think he was related to the late, great Dick Philpott too, from memory. But, yeah, great player, Timmy van der Klooster. And the other half-back flank we'll see today, Finn Parrish. Oh, no, is he playing?
Injured.
Finn Parrish.
We'll see him because he's actually their runner, I think. Today.
Okay. Well, Finn Parrish has made the side.
He's going for 3 in a row this year if he wins this year's best and fairest.
Well, I don't think that'll be achieved now because he's got a broken hand. He's going to miss a few, and from all reports, he might be having a bit of a holiday overseas, I think, as well. So
okay, well, he might not. But I don't know if anyone's done that at Winch. We'll just keep going. We might find someone. The wings. Steve Wainwright. I'll let you go because I don't remember him.
Yeah, no, Stevie was a good... Look, Stevie, there was not much of Stevie Wainwright. He was built like a bloody whippet, but courage and his work from the outside on the wing, he was just a sensational player. Like, as I said, he got picked up, knocked over, but he's one of those blokes who just kept getting back up and keep performing. So he was a really good footballer.
Righto. In the middle.
Two-time club best and fairest as well, 2004 and 2006.
Yep.
In the middle. I was hoping to get him in the box to give us a bit of a rundown on what's going on because he usually stands out here and annoys the hell out of us. Yeah. Andrew Leake, what a player. And a nuisance and a pest, but a bloody good player.
Bloody good player. As I said, he's probably, if you're picking your side, he's probably the first bloke you pick. But if you're looking as an opposition coach, probably not one of the blokes you'd probably look to go out and tag. But as I said, for your club value, for being reliable, for being hard-nosed, being, just effort, the 3 things you really want from people in football, he gave you that plus a little bit more every week he went out on the ground.
And a great all-round bloke who played deep into his career in the seconds to help him out when they were short.
I thought he might have lined up today. And I first walked out here today, there's a bloke standing on the fence, had a ball in. Actually, I thought it was Leaky standing there, but he had a beard. It wasn't him.
Pity it wasn't. On the other wing, Josh Carrisher.
Now, I remember Josh when I first came out and started doing some broadcasting, but I can't. He's one bloke I can't give you a lot on.
Yeah, me either.
In this side, unfortunately.
2015 Best and Fairest winner.
Well, there you go.
He can obviously play, so that's why he's in this squad.
Half-forward flank. As good as player as a half-forward flanker I've seen, actually, is Lee Ellis.
Yeah, he was just a gem, I reckon. His goal-kicking ability around goals and his awareness there. Really valuable. Is Lee still playing somewhere? Did
he go back to Grovedale?
Yeah,
I think.
I think so. He might have been right.
Very good player. Centre forward Nathan Reid.
Now another bloke that I know.
We're in trouble here with Nathan Reid, aren't we?
Yeah, I think I remember. I think he might have been. I don't know at the same time around Menchie or not. I'm not 100% sure now, but. Look, I honestly, again, another bloke that I'm not too familiar. There's 2 or 3 coming up now that I can't give you a lot on, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, there were some pretty expert judges out here at Winch, so he must have been a good player.
He won the Best and Fairest in 2005.
There you go.
Give him that.
On the other half...
Yeah, it's a long way back from my memory.
Yeah, me
20
too.
years ago. So.
Well, I only saw him once or twice a year in them days. On the other half-forward flank, I can't tell you much about this bloke, Blake Kelly.
I'm the same. Well,
come on, Archie, say something about him. You've said nothing.
He won the Best and Fairest in 2009.
So a wonderful player in his own right. Forwards. Do you want me to speak about this bloke?
Yep.
The great Anthony Kitchen. What a superstar he was. Mad as a snake. And then he come to Werribee, was a good player down there, but out here, an unbelievable player. Hop was crossing great. Anthony Kitchen, when I saw his name in the side, I thought, because he could play football. Don't you worry about that. You'd remember him.
Oh, yeah, I remember Kitchen. Yeah, don't worry about that, mate. He's one bloke that was very, very dangerous round goal. Reminds me a bit of Shawnee O'Leary, the way they used to play the game, to be honest. Similar sort of blokes and the way they played and did things. So, yeah, a very good player.
The full forward is Jordan Gould, last year's equal Wayne Tyquin medalist.
Yep, good player. Took a mark. Obviously, for their side, he'd be very, very handy at this stage to have another tall down forward. Unfortunately, he went, I think, with the bloke from Thompson that went up north. Bloke played the middle for him last year.
Logan.
Oh, yeah. Went to Logan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Adelaide. Yeah. Mount Gambier.
Yeah, somewhere up that way. Yeah. Both of them have gone to the same place, certainly. So.
And I suppose when you look at it, out of this side, you take out Lee Ellis and Jordan Gould, who could have been playing this year. And that's one of the reasons that they do struggle to kick some goals.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
David Menchie.
The other forward pocket. I remember at one point when he was coaching, this town was called Winchelsea. He got him into the finals and the whole town was buzzing. And I tell you what, I know he played league footy and he was a bit older when he came here, but he was a terrific player. And you could play him in the ruck, down, back, anywhere he wanted to play.
Yeah, he's pretty reliable. As I said, he came with a lot of wealth of experience in football and in coaching and that. And was able to lift them into their finals campaign. What more can you say? He got everything out of these best players that he had around at that stage. And as I said, get them into playing finals football. There's not too many times they've been there since they've joined the league.
That might have been the only time, maybe once more, not sure. In the rucks, another ex-Hoppers Crossing champion, Craig Hardingham.
Yeah, no, I suppose in those days, every club would have loved to have Craig Hardingham running around in their side. Competitor in the middle of the ground and around the ground, did just as much work. So he's one of the old style ruckmen, worked pretty hard up and down. Bit like Sobey in the way that the movement and all that sort of stuff, but he was generally good.
He was, and I think then he went to Werribee. It wouldn't surprise me if he was still playing the odd game for, Western Eagles or someone down there?
Well, who knows?
Played there for a long, long time. The Ruck Rovers, Caleb Brown, who won't be here today either, but a terrific player.
Yeah, look, again, he's another bloke that's got that versatility. Grub, as I said, he'd be a Mr. Fix-It for any club around any league, I would think, can play anywhere and provides a great marking strength. It's probably his best, especially. He's just a good, generally all-over player.
He's very strong over the ball as well. I've noticed when we watched him, he doesn't seem to get knocked off. He always has strong hands and uses the first option as well, which is a very good attribute to have.
The Rover. Now, you better look up your records because this Rover may be a triple best and fairest for Winchelsea. And I tell you, a terrific player in Jackson Smith. He's a good player.
Yeah, he was going some really dangerous around goals. Really just good player through the middle of the ground, and as I said, a good deliverer and good worker of the ball.
He is a 3-time grub. Good get from you. 16, 17 and 21.
Did you really think I'd bring it up if I didn't know that he was? You idiot. Now, the interchange. And we've got a few on the interchange. I think we've gone for 5. Right? We might see this bloke out here today. Is he playing, Tav? Sawney?
No, he's listed on there today, yes.
Yes. Well, he's been one of my favourites since he's been playing. He's played a lot of games. He's played a many good one. And he snuck into on the bench, but could go in there and play anywhere.
Yeah, he's been one of those blokes that I've known, coached against him when he was a kid here playing junior football. He's always had as I said, the white and blue boots on. It's always been a trait of his. But again, one of the better users of a ball in our league, I reckon.
Well, there you go. Lockie Kendall.
He's out here this afternoon, isn't he?
I don't know, is he? A good player, I know that.
No, maybe he's not.
No, I don't think so.
Was he here last year? Maybe here last year? Yeah, I'm not too sure. But again, a good footballer. Again, to get into this squad, he's done extremely well when you consider some of the blokes that might not have got in here.
Kane Bonner.
Yeah, another bloke I can't remember a lot of. I reckon he was maybe a Ballerine player that came here. Maybe Anglesey rings a bell, but I'm not 100% sure, mate.
Midfielder with a ton of skill.
Yeah.
A very, very good player. And I don't know if he played here that long, actually.
Yeah, look, I couldn't tell you that either.
But he was a very, very good player. Andrew Challis. How good was Andrew Challis?
Well, he's one of his club best and fairest. He's always on the league best and fairest, so he can play. He spent some time at here. He spent some time at Corio and also at East Geelong. And he's just one of those.
London?
Yeah, well, he did, yes. Went over there and played over there. I think that's right. When he came back, to Corio after that.
He did.
But he's a great ball carrier. You know, when he got the ball, he runs and carries, and he was very, very quick across the ground.
And Jed Hogarth.
Again, I can't tell you much about Jed Hogarth, mate. That's another one I'm not really familiar with, unfortunately.
Well, me too. I don't know him, I've got to admit. But that's always going to happen in the last 24, 23 years. Is there going to be blokes that I didn't even see? So,
yep.
So I can't tell you much about Jed Hogarth, except for the same fact that these blokes know what they're talking about. They're experts in picking sides, so he must have been a damn good player to make that side.
Yep.
Right. Special mentions.
That's why they do it, Grub, and we don't.
Yeah, special mentions. I got a couple. I'll go against the selectors here. I love Jordan Gould. He's a magnificent player. He won the Wayne Taekwondo medal, but I think I would have had Will Ford over him. I watched Will Ford, and he was a dead set star, Will Ford. And so I think I might have gone in front of Jordan with Will Ford. I was going to say Mickey Bortavalis, but he got dropped. He's in the seconds today, so I'll give him. No, he's been a stalwart, Mickey Bortavalis, and not only that, he's a terrific bloke. So he's one. There's a bloke, and I can't even tell you what he looked like, but I remember him. It sticks in my head. He might have won the first ever best and fairest for Winchelsea when they came in the GDFL. A bloke named Kerry Day. And I just remember him playing against Centrals a couple of times and absolutely torching them. So other people can tell me that he might have played most of his footy in the Colac League or whatever, or maybe not have the same opinion on it, but it just sticks in my mind that he was a really, really good player because I remember him from that long ago. And we've been told the other one I think could possibly be one of the greatest players ever to play at Winch, but he only played a year, and that was Stephen Oliver. He was a ripper, he was. So he just missed out, probably because he only played the 1 year.
So we're going to go through that a bit more, but obviously with time's got away from us once
that's
again.
It, that's done.
2 o'clock. I thought we started at 10 past, but we must be starting a little bit early because players are moving to their position for the start of the first quarter. Grab quickly, who wins and why?
Oh, well, North Geelong win. But it is a battle of the sides that have got a lot of injuries out. They've got probably maybe 9 or 10 players that can get into this side, into their best side, North. But Winch have got a heap out too. If they had their full side against an understrength side at Winch, I'd give them a chance. But because North are just playing so well, you've got to go for them. You're mad if you don't. If any of you blokes go go for Winchelsea, you'll be chucked out of the box.
There you go. We've got no choice here, mate. I'm going to go with Grubboys. I think they're just playing some good footy, North Geelong. I know injuries is hurting both sides here this afternoon, but I think North Geelong have got a little bit more depth. Well, have got few more players, not quite as many as
Cooper Vaughan was the other one I was trying to think of, not playing.
Yes, Cooper Vaughan, you're right.
And as much as I love to go against Grub, I have to go with North Geelong today, just too strong. But it would be one of the upsets of the year if Winchelsea could get over the line today. And what a day it would be to do it for their past players.
Yes, as I said, they've got everything to throw into the game this afternoon. Past players here watching. And it looks like Mitch Thomas in there doing some ruck work. Again, can't tell you much about this young fellow, but he's out there and will start the game in the middle.
Well, you might be able to tell a bit about it at 4:30 today.
Well, that could be quite true too. So we'll say that North Geelong are kicking to the Geelong end and Winchelsea kicking to the town end, hometown end. Tav Sawney is in the middle.
The town was back over there. Were they kicking towards us?
Town's down there.
Oh, I thought it was back there.
No. To my right, I believe. It's the way I've always looked at it anyway, Grub, unless I've lost my sense of direction in here, but I didn't think I'd come in that far, so.
Tell you what, it's a beautiful ground to watch footy, though, with those trees. No,
So Tommy Davis is there in the middle of the ground, as I said, going up against Mitch Thomas. Umpire with ball in hand. We haven't got the umpire's grab, have we?
No, I missed
the game is underway. This time ball comes out of the centre contest, runs towards centre wing. Desnoy lays a tackle. Ball comes out of the tackle, picked up by Sawney. Umpire said incorrect disposal. Not too sure that was correct call either. And the free kick, and that was Ben Maloney, actually. The coach is actually playing out there this afternoon. So he'll have his work it for him this afternoon. Ball goes out quickly out towards centre wing. Picked up there, kicked in by Farrell. Goes in looking for Mitchell Bibb. Can't take the mark. Ball picked up ground level. Handball goes over the top. Winchelsea with some numbers behind the ball. Go out wide. And it comes out towards Timms. We can pick the ball up. No, he can't.
Over.
And he's gone over the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in. Half back line. And Winchelsea trying to defend this ball very early in the first quarter. And North Geelong just setting up behind the play here. Ball ruck contest. Ball from the contest comes out. Anakie gets the ball. Handball goes back inside. Unfortunately, didn't hit the target. And it's going to be cleaned up or picked up out there. North Geelong will hand the ball back to the umpire. Picking that ball up for North Geelong was Purcell, I think. So the ball thrown up again quickly. Ruck contest. Ball out the back. Sawney's there on the right boot. Puts the ball back into the middle of the ground. Over the back of the contest. Out the back. Sam Reynolds looks like he's gone back to his normal position, the half-back line. Charlie Farrell leads in the race for the ball. Ball runs towards their half-back line. And he's left some space there for the ball to be picked up out there. And it's going to be done so by Humphries. He's kick smothered. Ball comes back inside. Again, working hard is Riccardi. Tries to keep the ball in the field of play. He actually kicked it to a opposition player there, a little bit closer to goal. Picked up by Parrish, tackled, ball comes out. Umpire said again incorrect disposal, so the free kick will go North Geelong's way. Last line of defence, so they're going to go to the far side of the ground. Although he changes his mind late, goes up the middle of the ground. Desnoy did that nicely, worked hard at ground level, then fed the ball out. Player coming past there was Jackson Jewell. Unfortunately, a ball past him. A free kick has been given. And Winchelsea are going to be the recipient of it. And again, this time again, it's going to be Ben Maloney once again. So he, again, I can't tell you about range-wise. And with that breeze, just will have to kick to the right-hand post here.
What how much training he's done this year.
Well, that's the thing. Anyone who played VFL football and can kick like that was probably normally got it in him, but you don't know how much he's done.
So he's a left footer by the looks of this. Comes in, kicks that goal. He's hung it out and a little bit to the left-hand side. Through for the first score of the afternoon. Ben Maloney has that. And Winchelsea moved to that one solitary behind. North Geelong are yet to score. We have gone just over 2.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. First quarter scoreboard.
North Geelong to turn the ball it. It's going to go short, out wide of the pocket. They do find a target in the far side, so... Slow ball movement out of the defence. Seems to be the way early on here. Goes down the line. Misdirected kick. Ball come out now. North Geelong do win the ball. Now they're going to get a handball out wide, but it's going to beat Riccardi and go. It's going to be a throw in on the outer side, centre wing. Just early on, it seems like Winchelsea are up for the contest around the ball. It's just going to be when the ball gets out in the open space to see if they can keep up with Winchelsea. As Winchelsea go forward inside 50 now. It's just a hack kick off the boot. Might beat all comers out of bounds, and it does. So we'll have another ball in 35 metres out from Winchelsea's goal now. They've had good pressure early.
Well, bandage umpire looks like he's broken hand or something there. He's got the bandage on the arm.
They're dedicated, aren't they, the boundary umpires? He's got the cast on. He's still out there throwing the ball in as it comes back in now. Winchelsea pushing for the first goal of today. As it comes back out, I think Desno is involved now. Quick hands, North Geelong, although coming back the other way for Winchelsea, it was Maloney, and they got the handball out. They might find a target inside 50 here. Winchelsea, and the mark is taken by Gemmell. So he's 50 metres out from goal. Don't know if he has the legs in him. Now he takes a couple of steps back, and it looks like he might line up from 50.
He wasn't that sure himself, although he was looking further down the field.
So Lockie Gemmell from 50 metres. He'd have to kick at 55. It's a decent hoist. Go to the right to the goal line. It's going to stay in, and there's still an opportunity here for Winchelsea. Got to get ball on boot. Oh, it was the Winchelsea player took on a couple, and he said, give it to me. It was Simmons right on the line there, and we're going to have a ball up 5 metres out from Winchelsea's goal. Still pushing here.
Jeez, he picked it up too. He just couldn't get rid of it.
Ball up now. Coming through was Sawney. He couldn't get ball on boot, though. Now it goes towards the boundary line. Umpire's picked out a free kick, and I think it's going to go the way of North Geelong.
No, it's
going Winchelsea. So Freeman's going to have a shot from the boundary, no more than 15 metres out, and the wind might help him this occasion. He's just going to go left goalpost and let it draw back, although...
Well, I hope for his sake he's a left footer.
He's going to go around on the left. Didn't get all of it. Has it gone over the line? The umpire says
goal, he's going to say.
kicked the goal. So they've kicked the first goal of the day. Josh Freeman has kicked it, and at 1-1-7 Winchelsea to no score North Geelong. 5.5 minutes going in the first quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Well, they've started off pretty well, actually. And they do what we ask them to do every week. If you get into the forward line, keep it in there. And they've done that. They've had a couple of shots for goal, but they haven't let North Geelong come back up this end of the ground. And that's what we say. Eventually, you're going to have a crack at it, and he did have a crack. It was definitely touched, but it was over the other side of the line, and the goal umpire was right there. No whinging from the backman or anything, so great goal and a great start to the Winchelsea Blues.
So ball back with the umpire, middle of the ground. We got Davis doing the ruck work, and he will stay in there for most of the day. Up against Thomas. Ball from the ruck contest. Goes towards Maloney. Hands and knees. Get the handball out to Sawney. Sawney looking for some options. Goes out the back now. Has one. Oh, no sense there. And Lockie Gemmell, I think Tav Sawney was telling him, but he obviously wasn't listening because the tackle came from behind. And ball now with North Geelong. Centre wing, far side of the ground. Just looking to deliver the ball further down the ground. Noah Billy goes in long, looking towards the pocket. Ball gets out the back, and Ramos will see the ball go over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in which will take place. So just inside their forward 50, North Geelong. Ruck work this time down there. Looks like it's going to be Cooper Pask doing the ruck work. Comes out, picked up out there. Maloney it was once again, so he's getting himself involved in the game. Maloney picked up Swennerson. He is tackled immediately. Umpire will call for the ball back. It's going to be thrown up again. Davis, ruck work, comes to the ground. Out the back it runs, picked up out there. Handball goes inside. Not too sure who he's looking for, but there's a free kick being given, and it's going to go to Charlie Farrell.
Yeah.
So Farrell is again just attacking side of centre wing, far side of the ground. His kick goes into their forward line. Ball doesn't hit any one on the full. Handball comes out, did nicely there, and it's going to be picked up and cleared away by Thomas. Goes back to the middle of the ground. Again, some numbers around for North Geelong. Picked up by Swennerson. He's tackled, brought to ground. Umpire said tackle was okay. And he's going to call for it back once again. So
that was a mishandball, wasn't it?
I think so.
He just handballed it straight to a nest of North Geelong Magpies.
So neither ruckman got a hand on the ball there. Was able to hit the ground. Davis now bends over, picks it up. He can't get clearance. Umpire will call for it back again very quickly. So still in the centre square here. Ruck contest. Ball comes out. Maloney tried to clear on the way through. Good quick hands there. Ends up with Sawney. He kicks low and flat into their forward line. Parrish comes out. Can't pick the ball up. Beecroft did so. Got the a kick away back towards centre wing. Ramos is there. Wants to get back on his right foot. Wants to use his strength. He's had plenty of time, and that was good work there from Lockie Gemmell. Free kick will be given back to the Winchelsea player. Again, inside the centre square, and he chips the ball forward. Goes looking for. Oh, that was good, strong defence there from O'Brien. Ball goes in the hands of Zach Swennerson. He's tackled, pinned. And again, I'm not too sure he had much prior opportunities. The umpire says he did. Ben Maloney, I said, he's got the ball again, so he's now going to deliver the ball long into their forward line. Goes towards the top of the goal square. Good spoil from there. Comes out, picked up Sampy, round the body. He goes. I'll tell you what, he's brought it back, but hasn't brought it back far enough through for another minor score. So 1-2 to Winchelsea. North Geelong are yet to score, and we have gone just on 9 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Tell you what, if they blow the end of the game siren now, Brent Maloney's going to the Hotham Hotel.
Yes.
How good's he been? You just wonder how much training he has done, whether he can still do it for 4 quarters. But by crikey, he showed us he can play football, this bloke.
Even if he has done middle training, you just tell his class is very evident early on. North Geelong now haven't been able to get the ball moving as easy as they'd like. They go long now to Riccardi, and the fist over the top by Gubbins is out of bounds. So Winchelsea, great pressure early on, equaling North Geelong here, and even just the 1%ers. A lot of shepherding and tackling.
The kick was very high. Didn't give him much of a chance, Oscar.
Not at all, as the ball's tapped down on that occasion by Davis. Now Winchelsea trying to win the ball back through Dench, and the umpire says give it to me. So good tackle by Paddy Dench on that. Go again here, 65 metres out from Wincheselsea's goal. Pushing hard. Don't know how much of the breeze is going to have an impact in this game as well. As Winchelsea trying to come down. Umpire says play on. Tackle wasn't effective. And then they go inside 50 through Gemmell. It's an up and under kick, and it's a good mark coming back the other way.
Charlie Farrell.
By Charlie Farrell. Oh, and he gets his jumper tugged as well, and it's going to be 50 metres.
Well, I think he already had the 50. He was trying to go to the 50, and he dragged him back. He's lucky he hasn't got 100.
You've got to be careful there, as Farrell obviously returned last week. Short kick now. Umpire says not 15, play on. So then go up and under kick it was from Jackson Jewell. Just coming out the back, nearly was Arabit, and the ball gets out of bounds, beats all comers. It was Habib. So first real look inside 50 for North Geelong. 50 metres out, we'll have a ball in. Now Ruckman, tussle for front spot, gets over the back. It was good body work on that occasion from Thomas, and then good tackle in and under, as always, from Rory Desnoy. Another stoppage, 45 metres out from North Geelong's goal. And under again, Thomas, he looks like he's competed good early in the ruck here. So Desnoy gets the handball out now to Habib. He goes wide at Penny. Penny couldn't get the one-handed grab. Now it's a good tackle come back the other way from Gemmell. Gemmell try to get the ball out. It's in dispute here. Ball coming out. No, it was well run by Ramos. And then coming back the other way in front of us just here in the position. Oh, big hit down on the ruckman there. They've got the space now. Good tackle coming back the other way. And it's good work from Winchelsea. And he's pinged him, the umpire. So they've been red on it today, but been consistent. So it was a good tackle coming back from Baker. Baker's going to go short to Schwennerson of the Thomas variety. He goes long down the line. Inside 50 for North Geelong. Here's their opportunity. The ball runs on, and it's a minor score. So 1-2-8 Winchelsea, so 1 behind North Geelong. 12 minutes gone on the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
So Alec Gubbins going to bring the ball in from the fullback position. I reckon he'll go to the far side of the ground because obviously the wind this side, but that's a good kick out. Mark not too good there. Actually, wind might have got hold of it. Went over the top of his teammate, head in Hackett, and ball's going to come back.
What was that for?
Out of bounds in the full, I think. Grub. Just someone spamming me. So the ball's in the forward pocket, and it's going to be thrown back in. Down doing the ruck work, Thomas. Pass doing the work for North Geelong. Maloney again. Actually, it wasn't Maloney that time. It was taken out of the contest there by Hackett. He was tackled. They're not giving much opportunity there to either side, unfortunately. And Zach Schwennerson now doesn't spend a lot of time forward, but he is down there this afternoon and has a chance to kick his first goal and to close the margin here So Zach Swinnerson comes in, kicks that goal. Doesn't matter where he is, he's a skillful enough player to see that through from there. So Winchelsea now 1-2. North Geelong 1-1. We have gone almost 13 and a half minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Again, they did what Norwich did. They've had it down there. They've kept it in. They've kept it in and kept it in. They got a couple of free kicks where I think I'll change my glasses because I'm buggered if I could see where they were, but it doesn't matter. They've kicked their first goal. And I'll tell you what, around the ground, it's a pretty good contest. The big contest here, Jordan Huff ran into the big Davis. Hip and shoulder, bang, both fellas hit each other. That's what football's like. When you choose to bump, don't hit the head, was shoulder to shoulder, what you love to see. I thought he was going to come off second best, Huff, but he did all right. He did well.
Thomas and Davis back in the middle now. One out by Davis, but oh no, the ball just fell out of dispute for the Winchelsea player as it comes back out. Good handball by Gemmell, and then inside 50 for Winchelsea. It's a good kick out in the lead. Was there a push in the back?
Yeah,
there was. So it's going to go to Primmer.
That was Maloney again, wasn't it, delivering that footy?
Yeah.
So Maloney's had a red hot start here, and Primmer,
Don't think he'll be able to start next week.
Don't think he's within your range here. He might just go to the hot spot, top of the square. He does do that now. It's a more well-directed kick, but getting back in the hole. So Thomas Davis, good mark coming back. So
that's a bad kick, that.
You're probably better off just going the up and under and giving your forwards a chance. If not, the small forwards can get to the feet. But up and under kick now. It's a bit of back and forth here. Coming back the other way was a good hit. And then the ball is out of bounds, as the umpire says. He says throw it in. Early on, the umpires have been very hot at holding the ball, but if they start that way, it's okay as long as they're consistent.
No, as long as it's
we'll
right.
Be happy, yeah.
Well, I just want it to be right. But I tell you what, it's reasonably physical. It's like strength, not the other stuff. It's very physical.
And that might be a plan from Winchelsea. As the ball comes back in now, comes down to Desnoy. He has his head over the ball as it's under the pack, and two North Geelong players tackling there. It's just a sign of how physical this game has been early. So Davis and Thomas now in the ruck. Just forward centre for Winchelsea here as ball's tapped down. Sawney involved, and now the ball comes out to Jewell. He got the handball forward and then wins the ball back in an under kick. And oh, how did he do that? What a kick. It found Billy. Billy's going to go quickly. Oh, no, he got himself into trouble. Handballed it to himself. Then inside to Desnoy. Desnoy goes forward. Inside 54. North Geelong. It gets over the back. It's a foot race now. Purcell trying to lead them all. Gathers the ball. Can he get boots? No, he can't. It was a good run down at the end by the Winchelsea defender. So 1-3 or 1-2-8 to 1-2-8. Scores are level. 16 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Dangerous kick coming into there by Winch, but they've been able to get the centre wing picked up out there. Farrell gives it away towards Riccardi. His handball's intercepted by Maloney. Handball go. Oh, actually, wasn't Maloney.
Maloney's got
Maloney.
it now.
Yep, it could have been. He looks similar player. Ball bounces in the middle. Bad bounce there for his teammate and Sampi. He went back and collected it. Maybe taken a little bit high. Umpires allowed things to go. Now it sits at the ground. He sits and will call for it back at the end of the cricket pitch here.
It's actually quite easy to make that mistake, Smithy, because he's been in everything, this Maloney.
No, he's working around the ground. He's done that very nicely so far. So the ball, again, thrown up ruck contest. Ball comes out the back. It's going to be cleared and kicked forward there by Winchelsea. But Sammy Reynolds is sitting down there in the hole by himself. So Sam Reynolds had the luxury of playing forward last week, has gone back now. Into the middle he goes, and Jewell just over the top of his head. Ball runs free. Going to be picked up out there by Dench. Handball's back inside. Gave his teammate a little bit of a look at the ball. Timms goes out wide. That's not a bad kick either. Mark has been taken. So it's Simmons goes into the forward pocket, goes looking for Parrish. Out there. Well, there's a good mark. I would have paid that. That was Farrell once again. Little kick from Reynolds round the boundary line. Goes looking for Riccardi. Picks the ball up. And the ball was a free kick, wasn't it?
Too high to Riccardi off.
So Riccardi on the half-back line for North Geelong has the ball now. So he's looking to go straight down the line here with it and goes long towards centre wing. Davis pushing back the contest out the back. Mark not taken out there. And that was by Parksman. The ball's now been turned over back in the hands of Winchelsea, in the hands of Sawney. He goes inside looking for Maloney. Finds him on the left boot. Looks into the half-forward line. Coming up at him was Sampi. He also takes a mark. Got Berg wide but didn't see him. Didn't look this way. But the kick is also good because he's found Gemmell about 40 metres out from goal and almost directly in front. So he will go back and look at what he can offer. have Sawney in space. Don't know whether he's too confident whether he'll get the distance. Sawney's still in space by himself if he wants to use him, but he decides to take this kick on himself. So Lockie Gemmell has been involved in the game, uses every bit of ground he can get. In doing so, he has pulled the ball to the left-hand side through for a minor score, which will give Winchelsea the lead once again. They move to 1-3, North Geelong 1-2. And just on 18 and a half minutes gone, Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
They're sound structurally, North Geelong's back line. Nearly all their shots, Winch, have been on or outside 50.
Which way is this wing going? Is it coming towards us?
Nah,
Straight across the
ground,
back, they tell us.
So there's North Geelong come out of defence now. There was a misdirected kick. The mark was dropped. Good opportunity here for Winchelsea. They get the handball out. Got to get a deep entry here from the boundary. It's a snap check side kick.
No
Has
way.
it gone through it up?
No way!
An impossible goal by Jackson Eppie. He was hugged up against the boundary, decided to snap back, and somehow it's found the middle of the goals. So 2-3-15, Winchelsea to 1-8, North Geelong. The Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard, and that is one of the goals of the day.
Oh, you won't. You just won't see a better goal than that. As soon as you kicked it, I thought, no, you can't kick them from there at this level of football. Pigs, you can't kick them. That was an absolute magnificent goal, and that's going to be very, very hard to beat for the Connectel. That's right, Connectel goal of the day.
Back with umpires, middle of the ground. Ticking towards 20 minutes first quarter. And both sides working pretty hard out there. Winchelsea goal lead. Davis brings the ball down to Swennerson. Got through the contest. Little kick. Didn't travel too far, but went back after it once again. Now at ground level, picked up. Thomas did nicely. Handballs out. Went to Rouget. Missed the target. Picked up by Farrell. Got through the contest. Handball missed indirect, or with a little indirected there. Picked up by Nagel for Winchelsea. Goes back towards centre wing. Mark not taken out there again. This time it was Dench who was trying to get into it. Smith was there at his opposition. Ball picked up and back in the hands of Dench. Now with Sawney. Little chip up over the top. Good kick. Good look. Mark taken. Rouget decides to take his time and go back. And an opportunity once again to kick for goal. About 40 metres out. Again, directly in front, so kick from about 45.
So this time he's a touch closer than what the other blokes have been, Smithy.
Yep.
But you see, Tav Sawney gets the ball. As soon as he gets it, he lowers his eyes to find someone and found him.
So Rouget now from that kicking distance of about 40 metres, kicks that goal.
No.
He's hanging out the left right-hand side, but Davis comes up, takes a nice mark for North Geelong in defence. He's going to transfer play and goes across the ground. Just into the hands there of Riccardi. Another one up over the top. Goes looking for Desnoy. Runners outside. Or Farrell came back inside. Now Desnoy's going to take it upon himself. Plays on now. Gauges some ground and kicks long towards centre wing. Leaned a little bit more on the ball. Wall was intercepted there. So Winchelsea with some numbers there. Back to Gubbins. Looks back into the middle of the ground. Will find. No, Rouget did nicely. Trapped the ball. Picked it up. Got the handball out the back. Put his team under a little bit of pressure there. So North Geelong with an opportunity through Swennerson. He can't take the ball cleanly. High, said the umpire. Free kick is going to be given. So it's going to go North Geelong's way. And it will be from the middle of the ground. That's Teros. Gets the ball out. Handball goes out. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. But he's okay because he gets the ball into the forward line. Gain into the pocket. And ball, maybe a free kick for a little bit of a hold there on Penny, but umpire didn't see it that way. Allows it to go, so it's going to be a throw-in only about 5 metres around from the behind post.
It was a terrible handball because when he had to kick it, he was under pressure. You know, you kick it yourself and you can pick a mark. You got no pressure on you, but the fella he gives it to gets tackled straight away under immense pressure.
So back with the umpire now. Desnoy looks like he's going to do the ruck work, and he's up against Thomas. From the ruck contest, ball comes back to the front of it. Going to be seen back over the boundary line, so we'll have a repeat of that last throw-in. A little bit closer to goal. This time Ramos looks like he's going to do the ruck work. Again, ruck wouldn't go at it. Ramos takes it out of the contest, kicks back towards goal. It will run across the face of goal. Habib's going to be the first one to arrive. Will he keep it in the field of play? Does that nicely. Handball goes back inside. Again, some Seros is there, and he is forced over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in which will take place.
He's got a bit more pace than his old man Mitch Habib, hasn't he?
Yeah. So the ball thrown back in by the umpire once again. Ball from that ruck contest goes back towards the goal square. Anakie. He's going to be smart enough to see it through for a rush behind. And we'll see North Geelong move to 1-3, trailing Winchelsea on 2-3. 23 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Winchelsea to return ball here, and looks very good in the middle of the ground. Just going forward, their looks haven't been probably as good as they'd like, especially with the dominance they've showed early on. So just going to the pocket here short. Happy to chip it around. I go one more short to Sawney. I've done this pretty well so far, Winchelsea. Just wait for the right option. Just when they get inside forward 50, they've had a little bit of problems, but I've gone back again here to Miles. Happy to chip short. This kick has put his teammate under a little bit of pressure, and the ball beats him out of bounds. So he'll have a ball in 50 metres out from North Geelong's goal, and great setup behind the ball there. North Geelong to force Winchelsea to have that turnover.
Ah, it's Smithy. All these pivotal back ends. You can make a mistake and it's all undone. Kick the bloody thing.
So the ball's back in now. Ramos in the ruck for North Geelong. Ball comes to Billy, although it beats him out of bounds. So we'll have another ball in 45 metres out from North Geelong's goal now.
Oh, they need Blake Miller out there. Told you I'd get you in.
Back in now. Down from Ramos, and then winning the ball was Winchelsea. It come to the contest for 50 metres. It is the second one today. It's gonna go to it's gonna go to Tim. So Tim's running the ball quickly down, gives a handball off to Sawney. Sawney can send Winchelsea inside 50 here. Sees a man on the outer side. It's a foot race here. Can Berg gather the ball? No, he's pushed in the back. Got to be careful doing that. And it beats him out of bounds. So I'll have a ball in 15, 20 metres out from Winchelsea's goal.
Not sure that was entirely legal, actually. I reckon he's called play on before he's got the man back on his mark at 50. He handled and play on. He said, yeah, but I think you've got to set the mark, haven't you?
So ball back in now. Pushing the back. No, umpire says play on. Coming through. Is that holding the ball? It is. So we got away with a push in the back. It was Pask, and then he couldn't have boot the ball, and the umpires pinned him for a throw. So Winchelsea will have a shot for their third goal to give them a handy lead late in this first quarter. It's going to be Hackett from no more than 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front. The kick looks pretty good. It's there. What a start from Winchelsea. They've kicked 3-3, 21 to 139. North Geelong, 26 minutes gone on the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Aside from the fact that they've kicked their 3 goals, they're actually playing pretty good football. Look, North Geelong, I don't know if they've been playing their best footy, because I haven't seen them play, but the contests, the one-on-one, the physicality of it, it's a really good game like that. And North had their chances up there. I thought they'd blew it a little bit, Winch, with this piddly back forward but they've got the ball down there, and another free kick. I didn't have my proper glasses on, so I wouldn't comment on it. But it was still a lot of work to be done when he got that free kick in these conditions, and he put it right through the middle.
So back in the middle we go again. This time Pash doing the ruck work. Maloney takes the ball out of the middle, goes to Anakie. Anakie into the half-forward line. Berg running back with the fly of the ball. Coming the other way there was O'Brien. He was tackled, and again, I'm not too sure these guys are having much chance in getting rid of the ball, but I suppose he takes a couple of steps, tries to get through. You ping him. Okay. Free kick goes to Primmer. Primmer now kicks low, flat into their forward line. That's a good kick. Unfortunately, Parrish didn't take the mark. Ball comes out, and umpire will call for it back. A quick ball up there.
You got to take that, Smithy, especially with the kick from Primmer. Been pinpoint perfect. A player of Parrish's calibre should take that.
So the ball in the ruck contest again. Pass gets the ball, comes out the back. Berg read it nicely out of the contest. Got the handball back inside. Swennison's there, and he is tackled, brought to ground. And again, umpire will come in. The good thing is that they're calling it very quickly. I like that. And ball is with the umpire once again. So the quick throw up once again. Ball goes back towards the goals, and North Geelong will see it through for a rush behind. So Winchelsea now 3-4. North Geelong are 1-3, and we'll be bringing the ball back in from that full-back position. So they just not too sure which way he wants to go here. He was going to come cover him side. I thought that might be a little bit dangerous. But anyway, ball is going to come out. Riccardi's up and early, so that's an end. What do they call that, Grub?
Well, unrealistic
attempt. That's the word. But unrealistic attempt.
Yeah, he didn't actually interfere with anybody doing it. So I'm not quite sure. I think you have to interfere with someone to do that, but
Anyway, ball is with Timms. He goes back to the dangerous spot. Ball. Mark is taken out there. Again, a nice mark at this stage of the quarter. And that will be George, who sees the ball out to the half-back line. I reckon that's Sammy Reynolds out there on the far side. So he might just control things a little bit here. Goes along the boundary line, low and flat. Mark taken out there. Beecroft, yes.
Yep.
So he's got the ball. He's going to go back inside to Reynolds now. They might look at shifting the ball across the ground. Dangerous. It's worked okay at this stage. Mark taken out there. George now wants to go and play and bring the ball further around the boundary line. And that's a nice grab out there for Timms. He's played okay in this first quarter.
And he had to too, because there was too many North players there.
So he brings the ball back into their forward line. Hits Parrish on the chest. Ball comes out again. And it's going to be picked up out there by Reynolds. Tackled straight away. Umpire will come in and have a ball up. So we approach 29 or just over 29 minutes first quarter. It's 3-4-22. Winchelsea, North Geelong 1-3.
Ball's back up now. Winchelsea pushing for their fourth goal, and North Geelong are under the pump as they exit their defensive 50 now. They got the ball out through Billy, and then they've got hands. Habib was involved. He taps the ball forward. Can he get something going for North Geelong? Here's the pace of Testris. He gets it forward. Oh, it's a good inboard kick in the direction of Penny. Can he gather the ball? No. Coming back the other way. Now tackled was Ramos. Did he have prior opportunity? He did.
He tried to fend off and break the tackle. I've got no problems with that one at all.
So Roget goes out wide. Good switch kick for Winchelsea, and they might just be happy to chip the ball around here. Well, they're going to go further afield. It's a one-on-one. Coming back the other way was O'Brien for North Geelong. He goes the ball, has good composure inside. He went in the direction of Swenison, and then coming back now to Beecroft, and his kick is ill-directed, and it goes out of bounds. Is it on the full?
No. I wasn't worried about it on the full.
You're on the deliberate, weren't you?
I was worried about insufficient attempt, but the umpires used good common sense there.
So 30 minutes gone. Winchelsea with a great first quarter here. Put North Geelong right at the pump. They wouldn't have been. Don't think they would have been expecting this going into the end of the first quarter as the ball's back in now. Winchelsea, can they extend their lead? They try to. No. Coming back the other way was Henderson. He has other ideas. Then back through the middle to Zach Schwenison. He sends North Geelong inside 50. Coming back for them is Billy. He's got a player free if he can find him over the top. Oh, it was a great smother. Coming back the other way. They still might have another chance here. No, they don't. Winchelsea defending gallantly through the middle of the ground. Now they have a chance to switch. They go out wide and find Hackett. They can. Quick hands through the middle. Here they go, as the siren goes to the first quarter, but great ball movement from Winchelsea. 3-4-22 to 1-3-9 North Geelong. Winchelsea leading this first quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Goal kickers at this stage of the game, Freeman, Sampi and Hackett all have one, and the solitary goal kicker for North Geelong at this time is Zach Swenison. Take a short break, come back, and we will go through everything that's happened here this afternoon or this morning. And you're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Winchelsea, as we know, 22-9. At Inverleigh, it is East Geelong 10 playing Inverleigh on 7. Thompson are away and running 4-6-30 to Bannockburn 1-3-9. And the Giants, 3-6-24, are leading the Belmont Lions 1-1-7. So some interesting scores there at the quarter-time break. And hopefully we'll wait to see what happens in the next quarter with the wind situation. Grub, not a bad quarter of football from the home side.
It was a wonderful quarter of football. It was a pretty good quarter of football from both sides, I thought. But just before the break, you said we'd talk about, what happened in the afternoon and the morning. Well, I just thought you were going to talk about the bacon and eggs you cooked and the hash browns and the sausages. Unbelievable morning. But anyway, really, really good, entertaining game to watch. There was a bit of class in it. Both sides went from end to end a couple of times. There was some real hard, strong bumps, some great tackles, and it's just about had everything, probably except for a stack of goals. Only 4 kicked, but it was a really good, entertaining quarter to watch. Winchelsea's come out undermanned and struggling and have thrown everything they possibly can. We sitting in here would just hope they can keep throwing it out for 4 quarters. I'm not 100% sure that they can do that, but I'm not sure the wind favoured them that much, although North Geelong seconds kicked a lot of goals in the last quarter. So, maybe even everyone tells me it's coming from behind, I think it may well be favouring that end because that's the way the game went. But for Winchelsea, Lockie Gemmell was pretty good. Sawney was all right. Sampy was pretty good. Thomas Rouget, I thought, had a good quarter. Hackett was all right. Jackson Timms played a very good quarter, but none better than the coach who played his first game for the year. And I don't know since how long has he been playing, but he looked like he's never been away from it. He was absolutely fantastic. For North Geelong, I thought Zach Swenson was pretty good. Charlie Farrell had a fair bit of the ball. Desnoy looked good when he had it. Beecroft was pretty solid down there. Noah Billy was pretty good. I like Jasper George. He took a couple of good marks down there. He obviously can play a little bit. Sammy Reynolds was solid. Davis in the ruck. That's a great battle between the two ruckmen so far. Let's hope that continues. And I just think we will know, as you said about all the other games, we'll really know at the end of this quarter if North Geelong do have the win, break free and kick 4 or 5 and wreck our whole day, which we hope doesn't happen. So what Winch have really got to do, they've just got to throw everything at the footy like they did in that first quarter, because this competition is a very, very close competition. So if they can throw everything at them and go in ahead at half-time, who knows what can happen? You all lean towards North, but who knows what can happen?
One thing I just want to say, Grubbers, going inside 50, I've noticed it was the same for Winchelsea when we watched them in round 2 against Geelong West. They don't have a big key forward. The Primmer's been down there, Berg, Parrish. None of them are big. They're not your Andrew Steele. They're not going to take a big pack mark. And when they go inside 50 with that long kick, they're not getting the best out of it. So they're better off with the chaos ball and the ball along the ground. That's when they're actually getting their scoring shots and they're getting better looks at goal as well. The
other thing is their structure in the backline North. As I said during the call, they haven't had those big long bombs because there's been no one there. Yeah. So 4 of their 5 shots have actually come from 50 or outside.
So siren sounded now, second quarter, about to start. Ball with the umpire. He throws it in the air. And Ruckman will go at it. This time Davis maybe taps the ball out towards centre wing. Picked up out there. Jewell couldn't get clearance of the ball. Handball comes from Winchelsea. Ends up in the hands of O'Brien. Feeds his way back through. Did that pretty nicely. Outside Davis just tries to kick the ball out towards centre wing. Actually, that was done pretty nicely because he's found Riccardi by himself in space. He goes quickly into their forward pocket. Leading out there. The mark will be taken by Purcell. So he's right on the boundary line, far side of the ground. Habib made the lead towards him, but he's decided just to hold things up a little bit. Not too sure he's got some marking strength. Desnoy has got back to the goal square. He's going to look at a little short chip into the pocket. That was nicely done, and the mark has been taken out there, and Penny is in the forward pocket. Will go back and shoot for goal. So he's going to go around the body as well, by the looks of things. So an opportunity very early in this second quarter. Penny steps outside, kicks round the body, and he has brought it back a little bit too quickly. Through for a minor score. So now North Geelong are 1 goal 4. Winchelsea are on 3-4, and we've gone just over 1 minute in the Elders Insurance second quarter. So we're just waiting now for the ball to come back from over the fence.
I know it's the thing to do, Smithy and Grubb, but when the wind's going back that way, it's a perfect opportunity to kick a drop punt.
Yep, I would have thought so too. So now in the hands of Gemmell, and he's going to play on from the full-back position. He goes far side of the ground, but the mark has been taken out there by Pask, and he's going to be looking to deliver the ball back in quickly into their forward line. Out the back, ball comes once again, picked up by Gemmell, got the handball back inside, into the hands of Gubbins. Turns, spins, kick back towards centre wing. Nice kick, Mark not taken out there, picked up out there. I reckon that might be Charlie Farrell. He's head over the contest. And no, it's not. Yes, it is. And he will hand the ball back to the umpire. Just asking where his shoulders were, I think, as he's got up off the ground. The umpire said, let's have it. We'll roll it up, get things rolling once again. Davis takes the ball out of the ruck contest. Hands to Jewell, goes back inside on the left boot. Kick, Mark also taken. And it's going to be a kind of pass that's got the ball now.
Don't know what he did then.
He looked like he was trying to get the handball off to a running player, missed the target, picked up by Swennerson, steps round one, left boot goes back towards goal, and that is a pretty good finish. Tom Swennerson has his first of the afternoon now, and the second for North Geelong. They move to 2-4, trailing Winchelsea 3-4. We've gone 2.5 minutes. Elders Insurance second quarter.
It seems a shame where Winchelsea kicked most of their goals under extreme pressure and had to kick the miraculous ones. But I can tell you now, if you leave Tommy Swennerson anywhere near goal with no pressure, you might as well put your glasses down, because he'll dominate every time, because he's got sheer class. What Winch have to do, they can't let him get a run on. They have to maybe get a few, put one back if you have to, but they've just got to make sure that if this wind's going that way, that North don't get a run on here.
It's back in the middle now. Where's up? Davies over the top. Couldn't quite get the ball out. That's one in congestion. It was well done from Winchelsea. I think it was
Maloney
who got the ball out. It was. And then the opposite number 11 now, Charlie Smith, gets the ball forward, and the mark is taken by a B. No more than 45 metres out. And exactly what you were saying, Grub. They're just under no pressure at all as they're going inside forward 50.
They might have been a little bit lucky, you know.
Yeah.
It was a funny old kick, and Mitch Abib read it beautifully. And I think the distance isn't beyond this kid. I think he can kick this.
It's the benefit, the age-old rule of playing in front as a defender.
Yep.
45 metres out. He'd probably have to kick at 50 to level things up here. It's an up and under kick. It's got some distance on it. It was on the line. It's gone over. It has.
That's a goal.
What a roost from Mitch Habib. And scores a level here at Winchelsea. 3-4 apiece. 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
I'm waiting to think, is he stopped or is he not?
He's just getting his guide up, getting the guide.
But as soon as he took that mark, Mitch Abib, as I said, distance, no problem.
He did get a bit close to the man of the mark.
Yeah, and then he kicked it high, but maybe the wind helped him there. But two in that time. I'll just reiterate what I said before. They've got to stop it somehow.
Got to get the winning ball out of the middle of the ground. The big part of this game. Ball comes from the ruck contest again. Maloney couldn't take cleanly. Teros is there. He didn't pick the ball up either. Again, now at ground level, trying to pick the ball up and doing that nicely was Teros. Got the ball outside, and he's got running player in McCarty. Can step inside 50. I thought he might have had a shot. That went to his mate. Kicks round the body. Goes back towards the goal square. Again, Habib's at the back, but a good spoil in the goal square. We'll see the ball go through for a rush behind. And now move North Geelong to 3-5 and take that lead by that solitary point.
And then front before the 5 minute mark.
Yep. As I said, just need to get the ball working back the other way. The Winchelsea Blues. Going to be, looks like Gubbins kicking in from the full-back position. Teammate out here on Nagel in the pocket, but he hasn't seen him. Didn't even look at him. Decides to go long and straight down the middle of the ground. That's not a bad kick. Mark has been taken out there. Umpire, did he pay it? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that's been taken by Huff right in the middle of the ground just about. So he now moves the ball into the half, or still inside the centre square. Marcus taken out there by Freeman. He wants to be, or he's been called to play on by the umpire now. He goes into their forward line. Swennerson goes back with a flight. Did that without any concern for himself. And Zach Swennerson now transfers play across the ground. Went towards Henderson. He takes the mark. Nice, easy transfer of the play so far. Next six will be the important one coming out of defence. He's got George short if he wants. But he decides to go back towards centre wing, and that's also not a bad kick there, placed nicely. Pax takes the mark, so he's going to turn and spin. Called to play on now by the umpire, chips the ball into their half-forward line. Habib got his hand inside, couldn't take clean possession of it. Now at ground level, ball's kick moving. Outside to Maloney, he's taken a little bit too high.
Oh.
Free kick has been given. So Ben Maloney now on the half-back line for Winchelsea. So he's looking for options down the field. Give him a good choice to see what sort of movement he's got further down the field. Goes towards Thomas. Ball is spoiled. Picked up Anakie. Actually picked it up and lost it once again. Handball comes inside. Went back and collected it. His handball again. Off target there. Picked up by Ramos. His handball. Intercepted out there by Rouget. Now there's been a pack come in. And umpire was going to call for the ball back once again.
Mang's just going to be stronger over the ball there.
So the ball comes outside the contest, picked up Riccardi, handballs back inside, lost it, went into the hands now of Tav Storney. His kick goes into the half-back line, and it's going to be picked up. Well, I thought it was going to be picked up out there. There's free kick being given, and it's going to be done by Simmons. He's kicked goals every time we've been out here, Grubbers. He's just the bloke.
Yeah,
So Simmons now has kicked the ball back into the hot spot, but North Geelong with some numbers back there, and the mark has been taken there by O'Brien. O'Brien now goes short, again dangerous. Maloney arrives, brings ball to ground, picked up Berg, steps around, kicks back towards goal. It has been touched, it runs towards the goals and through for a minor score to Winchelsea. And we'll see things tied up once again, 3-5 both sides, Winchelsea and North Geelong. We have travelled 7.5 minutes for Elders Insurance second quarter.
George goes short of the pocket there, and Winchelsea cannot enter the forward 50 like that, and they don't have a key forward as North Geelong going to go along the boundary line. Umpire says no free kick, play on. Ball's in the path of Ramos, who lays a good tackle. Umpire still letting the game go and then wins the ball. That was really well done by Ramos. He gets the ball out. Here go North Geelong now. Back through the middle, maybe. Now they do through O'Brien. And then Riccardi's involved as well. Maybe Schwenneson of the umpire says advantage. It is advantage.
Oh,
so Schwenneson's going to have a shot from 45 metres. Is it going to run through? Oh, Habib's going to do the work on the line and kick the goal from end to end. North Geelong. 3-5-23 to 4-5-29. 8 minutes gone in the second quarter. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Well, they're having a word to the umpire in the centre, and they bloody well should. That was terrible umpiring. He's decided to give the free kick, which is fine. They've run off. They've heard the whistle. They've stopped. The bloke went to tackle him and said, oh, there's a whistle. So he stopped. And then he called advantage and he ran straight past him. Surely the umpire should blow the whistle and say, no. It's not fair, you can't. They all stopped. He could have actually tackled him, but he heard the whistle, didn't want to get 50, so he didn't tackle him, and then he called advantage.
The defender did the exact right thing by playing to the whistle.
Well, I had to, yeah.
Exactly.
That was a terrible call.
Back
Sorry.
in the middle now as the ball is one out by Davis on that occasion. Now going forward is Sawney for Winchelsea. Sends him inside 50. Their first real look for this quarter comes out to Parrish. He tries to gather the ball, though it's tapped away from him. Good defence coming back there. Farrell was involved as well. Now a dangerous kick inboard. Umpire says play on. Schwenneson's in a little bit of trouble, and the umpire says no prior opportunity. So Winchelsea have a stoppage 35 metres out from their goal. Early in this second quarter. 10 minutes gone, but need to peg one back here. Trying to stay involved as Sawney running past, and he might have got a free kick. No, it's going back the other way to Tom Davis. Oh, no, it's going to go to Schwenneson now. So Grubb doesn't know what's going on as the ball is kicked out of bounds on the side. It's going to come back for Winchelsea. They find a target inside 50 here. The long high ball's not been working out, and it doesn't work out again. It's a good intercept mark for North Geelong as they can go quickly if they want. No, they're just going to hold the ball up in their defensive 50 now. So an up and under kick. Bit of a hospital ball. This comes back and not his best ball at all. North Geelong might come back the other way. No, they do win the ball here through. It was nearly one out through Billy, although Winchelsea win the ball back in centre wing. Bit of shake and bake there from Turner. Gets the ball over the top. Now North Geelong have a good look at it. Go to the middle of the ground. Here's Noah Penny. He can turn and go. He's going to wait for his forwards to get inside the forward 50, then try and find something out wide, and it's a bad kick. Out of bounds it will be. So it'll be a ball in 70 metres out from North Geelong's goal. 3-5-23 Winchelsea to 4-5-29 North Geelong. 10 minutes gone in this second quarter. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Jeez, he let himself down with that kick. Well, that was a shocker.
Yeah, a little bit too much weight on it. Whether the breeze picked it up and carried it, we don't know. But ball now from the ruck contest goes through. Sawney once again bursts his way through the contest. Only as far as Schwenneson. He has a fresh area at the ball. Picked up Anakie, got the ball back inside, went to Henderson. He was tackled quickly once again. No prior opportunity there. Umpire's correct decision. This time come in and will take the ball. Ball up to take place, still attacking side of centre wing, far side of the ground. North Geelong still in attack. Ball from Davis, goes after it once again, tried to kick it off the ground. Zach Swinnerson puts his head over the contest. Ball comes out the back. Again, now Anakie with it, but he is tackled straight away, and another ball up will take place. Similar position to last. Ball in quickly now, so when it's been tapped out by Thomas this time. Coming through the contest, picked up by Berg, out the back door to Gemmell. Gemmell's kick was poor, going back towards centre wing, although it found a target. Handball back inside, put Anakie under a fair bit of pressure. Ball came out in the tackle. Umpire said he was held after he got rid of it, so it's going to come back. Free kick will go to Anakie.
Very professionally. He held on to him, so he won the free kick.
So he's got the ball now, right on centre wing on the far side of the ground. Underneath the scoreboard, little chip up over the top will be okay. Mark is taken out there by Timms.
Tried for the 50, umpire too clever.
Goes back inside with the hand, and again they put themselves under a little bit of pressure. The ball goes towards centre half forward. Stampy can't take the ball. Picked up out there, Swennerson. Got it towards Noah Penny, but he couldn't take it cleanly either. Ends up in the hands of the ruckman again, and Thomas sprints the ball into their forward line, and George is back in the hole and takes it and goes across the ground into Henderson's hands. And he now goes short. This is Tom Swennerson now with the ball, still inside defensive 50. Got players across the ground. Hasn't looked to come this side just yet. A little chip up over the top will be okay. Mark will be taken out there. Purcell, who's pushed himself up the ground. So they're up the ground a fair bit, North Geelong. Got a lot of numbers up. They go a little short chip up over the top once again. Jewell comes across and takes the mark. So right on centre wing. Got an option to go over the top. He does so now. Purcell handballs over the top to Henderson. Put themselves under a little bit of pressure, but they still maintain possession of the ball. Kick back inside. Wasn't great. Sawney comes through, picks the ball up, handballs back inside. Ends up there in the hands of Huff. Goes over the top, so out towards Stampy. They're out, but the kick was smothered off the boot. Put themselves under a little bit of pressure. Good, strong tackle. And again, umpire correct decision there. We'll see a ball up take place in between half forward and centre wing. Still waiting for Ruckman to arrive. Davis comes there now. Thomas is already there. Ball from the contest. Picked up, comes out the back. Sawney getting himself heavily involved in the game. Goes into their forward line. That's a great hands out there. And the mark has been taken by Simmons. So forward pocket. Umpire now says it's gone over the boundary line, the first one. Second one. So it's going to go back to the boundary umpire. Well, they are a lot closer, so I can't tell you whether that was right or wrong.
Noah Kennedy was that kid I was thinking of.
Kennedy.
Noah Kennedy.
So the ball thrown back in once again. This time ball from the ruck contest goes back to the front of the contest. Picked up out there. Handball comes away. North Geelong through Desnoy. Get the hands to Jewell. Jewell kicks up and under. Pass. Can't take the mark. Ground level. Ball is picked up. And Govins was tackled. Lost the ball. That has to be a free kick.
Yeah, it did. Good umpire.
And it will go back towards Desnoy. So still defensive side of centre wing. They started pretty positively in this quarter, but Winchelsea have been able to slow them a little bit. They go out wide. Mark is taken out there. Little chip up over the top. Riccardi was okay to Jewell. Jewell steps up and looks back inside to Swennerson. That's Tom. Handballs back inside. And they run the ball into the middle or to the forward line. Picked up out there. Purcell. A little bit of time. Chips up over the top. And ball has gone out of bounds. Seros was trying to claim the mark there, but there's going to be a ball up, or a throw in, I should say. 15 minutes in, second quarter. It is 4-5 North Geelong. They lead Winchelsea 3-5. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Just too easy there, even though they didn't score. Grubb mentioned it before. Just no pressure going inside forward 50. They run it from about centre of the ground to inside forward 50 with no real pressure.
Kids on the ground.
Yeah, just waiting for the kids to get off the ground to resume play. Ball no more than 15 metres out here from North Geelong's goal. They've looked good when they go inside 50 here. There's no stalking the ball and coming back the other way. Oh, a snap on goal. Just wide. Oh, it's actually very wide. It's out of bounds on the full. So good ruck work straight down the throat there. I think it was Pask who got a shot on goal. So Winchelsea will kick out a full back here. Good structure from North Geelong. We saw it last week. Just ham the opposition in the boundary line as Sawney now gathers the ball. Bit of a rush kick. Got a little bit lucky.
Beautiful pass.
Ends up with Primer, who had a pretty good first quarter. he looks at his options and might go handball
He's
to
giving a
Sawney.
sign, he's
He
going
wasn't
off
even
the ground.
watching.
He
He
was
was going
going
off the ground. He's going to give the handball back to Primer now. Primer with an up and under kick, and someone fly. Here's Ampy's there
Too
and
big.
over the top.
Too strong.
Tom Davis, he's so good at getting back in the hole and taking that mark. Umpire says he stepped off his line, so he goes with an up and under kick here. It's not pretty football at the moment. Now Winchelsea, who can win the ball in the middle of the ground? Hackett's involved there, and he might have held his opponent. He has, so it's going to go the way of North Geelong. Charlie Farrell's going to send them inside 50. It's an up and under kick as a mark taken it is. Primo tried his best coming back the other way now. Teros, 55 out, heads towards the boundary. Can the mark be taken? It can! Great hands over the top.
Oh, yeah, it's Purcell.
And Geordie Purcell will have a shot from... Oh, he looks a bit worse for wear after that. Hopefully he's all right.
How strong were those hands?
And he's going to have a shot from tied up against the boundary. He looks like he's going to go the conventional drop punt. Yeah, probably from that far out. It's fair enough. With the wind going the way it is, probably just at that right goalpost to kick North Geelong's 5th goal. Geordie Purcell comes in now with a great mark, and he finished it with a goal. It's just across the face. Habib over the top, and it's punched through for a minor score. So 3-5-23 to 4-6-30. North Geelong leading second quarter, Elders Insurance.
So now with Winchelsea kicking in, that will possibly be Jimmel, I think, again, from the full-back position. Decides to go to the far side of the ground and goes out wide, looking for his ruckman out there in Thomas. Ball gets through that contest, and there's been an infringement given. And it's going to come back to Pask. So he's going to be the recipient now, has the ball. So some more defensive work needs to be done here by the Winchelsea Blues. As Pask's going to deliver the ball back to about 30 metres out from goal. Mark not taken, picks up ground level. Habib tried to get the ball through the contest, but it was taken off the boot by Nagel, and he was tackled straight away. Umpire is in with possession of it now. The ball up which will take place. So it's thrown up. It's time Thomas did that pretty nicely. Seros got the ball out with by hand. Picked up there, kicked around the body, and I think that is just off target. And I reckon that might have been Noah Billy that did that. So it's 4-7 now to North Geelong. And Winchelsea 3 goals 5, and we have gone just on 19 minutes. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Gemmell return the ball back here for Winchelsea. Little handball out wide. And then a kick down the line. North Geelong have the numbers. A good fist over the top by Charlie Farrell, and then strong over the ball. And then look at Maloney go. The class, although the handball wasn't his best, and it goes out of bounds. So
You want to be careful there.
yeah, it was a kick and it was ill-directed. It could be paid. What's that rule called? Insufficient attempt.
Jackson Jewell attempted to grab the ball and then realised he wasn't on the ground yet.
Ball's back in now. Davis is pushing the back. Umpire says play on. Coming back the other way and strong over the ball was George, and then Sawney's wrapped up.
To that. He got away
in the
with that
first
one.
quarter it might have been gone, but
Well, there's no prior opportunity until you go the fend, and the fend is your prior opportunity, and I think he was a bit lucky to get away with it.
the ball back up. Davis really ill-possessed, nearly ran into the umpire. He didn't get out of the way, and then he says, no, give the ball back to me,
know
which is
why?
probably fair enough.
Because he's on the road.
He got in the
Yeah,
way.
but you know why? Because he only threw the ball about a foot over his head. Throw it up high, that's better.
Davis and Thomas in the
Not
ruck
much.
now. Davis still wins the tap out in the direction of Penny.
That's
He
high.
might have got his opponent high. He did, so the free kick will go to Dench.
He didn't throw the ball high enough, and he couldn't get out the way.
Dench handball into the middle of the ground. They're going to go quickly here through Gubbins, and then he sells his teammate into trouble. Come back the other way. Riccardi was clean. He might get the 1-2. No, it's going to be a shot from Geordie Purcell to the end of the line. It's taken. It's a mark. Pask. It was very well done by Geordie Purcell. Took his time, weighed up the options, and found Pask no more than 5 metres out. He'll surely kick North Geelong's 5th goal. So after a great first quarter from Winchelsea, they fought back in the second half of this second quarter, but the lead's going to be extended here from Pask. Makes no mistake, so 3-5-23 to 5-7-37, 21 minutes gone in this second quarter, brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Their problem is, Smithy, they've got everyone up, that's fine. But when Winchelsea have been into their forward line a couple of times without any remote chance of kicking a goal because there's no one there, they're not getting back quick enough. So the bloke in the middle there, he sees there's no one there, so he decides to go for this funny little handball. He should have kicked it anyway. Because what happens if he kicks it to a North Geelong player down in the forward line, they've got to come an extra 40 metres back. But you do it in the centre of the ground, it opens up, and once North Geelong get the ball, they've got the class to say, bang, 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 here we go. So a bit of a mistake, and you've got to be careful because they can't make too many against North, or they'll go in 4 or 5 goals down at half time.
A lot of those games, Grub, we called before, have closed up considerably. So ball back in the middle of the ground now. Ball from Davis comes out, goes towards their half-forward line. It's going to be cleared up there. I think Rouget has got possession. Now he's got a little bit of time. Handball's out the back. I thought he was looking for the 1-2 there, but they went looking towards Sawney. He runs the boundary line, kept going, kicked the ball into their half-forward line. Might have a bit too much width. Huff couldn't take possession of it. Picked up out there, Charlie Farrell. His kick smothered off the boot. Reynolds is back with him. He's got support in O'Brien. O'Brien now looks up. He wants to go back towards centre wing. 1-on-2 contest out there. Desnoy will see a ball run to the boundary and over. Not yet. He's kept it in. Now he's stepped over. You just don't know where that ball is over there, and it's going to be thrown back in on centre wing, far side.
But you see what happens when it gets there? All their forwards are like Brown's cows, and they're nowhere near the footy, and North Geelong can bring it out easy.
So ruck contest again. Thomas brings the ball back to the front of the contest. Might have been a bit high there on Maloney, but the ball comes out again. Jewell over the top. I think he could have been rewarded with a free kick as well, and he will be.
He missed the first one, but he got the second one.
So Jewell now from attacking side of centre wing will put the ball deep into attack. North Geelong, they go looking towards the pocket. Coming out, Mark has been taken out there by Henry, so that was a good grab. Henry, back pocket. Chips towards the half-back line. Coming up, Mark not taken out there, but it's picked up and again go back into a dangerous spot. Spoil from behind. Again, at ground level, picked up. Handball needed to get out, but couldn't be because the tackle was laid by Desnoy. Was well held up, so North Geelong with another opportunity here as we go towards 24 minutes in this second quarter. Ball is thrown up and done very quickly from the contest. Maloney picks the ball up, runner outside. Gubbins couldn't pick it up cleanly the first time, had an opportunity to go back the second. Goes towards Sampy, got himself out of trouble. Inside Sawney, running himself again in and out of trouble. Kicks out long towards centre wing, and Baker stands under it, and he takes the mark. So he's going to go backwards here to go forwards, and Reynolds will take the mark. A player across the ground is O'Brien. Can use him now. They've gone back about 25, but they still have possession of the ball. So they just wait now. O'Brien, call to play on now by the umpire. He chips out towards centre wing, over the top of Swennison's heads, run back towards the boundary line. Zach Swennison leads in the race, picks it up just inside, puts boot to ball, goes into the half-forward line. Coming out, Mark was going to be turned over there. Goes back the other way, this time by Henry. Back towards centre wing. I'll say that kick was okay because the mark has been taken out there. And they maintained possession. They looked back inside. Kick was okay. Went back to the coach in Maloney. And he's now just toggling things up, looking at his options further down the ground. Not too many, as we have said. And they go a little bit longer this time. Goes out towards Huff. Unfortunately, the ball will run away from him and over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in. So 25 minutes gone. Second quarter. Winchelsea 3-5. They've added a Salisbury point. North Geelong are 5-7. And this is the Elders Insurance second quarter.
Ball back in now. Ruckman fight for front position as Davis just goes the soccer kick out of mid-air. A bit of a hack kick. Winchelsea do win the ball though. Here's Sawney through the middle of the ground. He's been good this corner. Goes to Primer. Might get the 1-2. No, cut off by Davis. He's been absolutely everywhere. There's a bit of a hack kick forward now. Winchelsea win the ball back. They've got some numbers on the outer side if they can get there. Turner had the ball and then was caught straight away. And then a good tackle coming back from Nagel. And then a good kick out wide. On that occasion was Thomas, and he finds his teammate on the far side. Just 60 metres out for Winchelsea. They're going to go inside 50. Got to make sure they don't have that dump kick, and they go short to Sawney. The umpire says not 15 play on, so he's got to go quickly. Here's the chaos ball that's worked for them before. Coming back the other way was Baker. He had a head over the ball. It was well done from him, and they'll have a stoppage 40 metres out from Winchelsea's goal. So, ball back up now. This is usually where Winchelsea look more dangerous inside the forward 50. It's a in general play, not a dump ball, as the players tackled as soon as he got the ball. So another stoppage 40 metres out from Winchelsea's goal. Maloney involved there. Hackett's there. Coming back the other way was Thomas, although he was wrapped up straight away. And then the umpire says no, as the North Geelong players appeal for holding the ball, but it's going to be another stoppage. So 3 in a row here. Locking the ball in here, Winchelsea. Can they get it out? Umpire says there's a free kick, and it's going the way of Ben Maloney, who gives a quick handball to Sawney, and Sawney from 45. No, out of bounds. Oh, it's going to be behind, but it was a great opportunity there for Winchelsea. 3-6-24 to 5-7-37. North Geelong in the second 26 minutes gone on the Elders Insurance. So
what would you handball it?
Going to go quickly here. North Geelong in front of us in the broadcast position. It was a good intercept mark coming back the other way from Nankervis. He's going to send Winchelsea inside forward 50. They take a mark this time. Primer, no. Bounces off his chest. He still controls the ball. Maloney coming back the other way. Then a handball into traffic. They might have a shot here. Is it on line? No, the mark taken.
In the back.
It's going to go to Parrish. Yes.
Paid in the back. And just while he lines up, Anakie 51, Werribee 41, Corio 44, Belpost 63, Winchelsea, where we got that one. Inverleigh 34, East Geelong 24, Thompson 30, Bannockburn 24, and Geelong West Giants 24, Belmont 31.
Hasn't been his day so far, Indy Parish, but to bring it back to a 7-point margin going into half-time. Can't be long to go left in this quarter, and shouldn't have any problems with this. Indy Parish goes back and kicks it, and you can see what it means to the players. He goes and gives it to his opponent. So 4-6-30, 5-7-37, trailing by 7 points. Winchelsea, 28 minutes gone. The second quarter, Elders Insurance scoreboard.
Honestly, can't understand why you would do that. He hasn't played very well himself. Yeah. They're losing the game, and he goes and gobs off. Like, you know, nowadays you don't get a smack in the mouth, but the other team might go and kick 4 goals and say, how do you like that, dickhead? You know what I mean? I can't see that. But it was a good mark under pressure. That's a goal that they definitely needed because of the fact that they actually held the ball in for a little while and not get taken straight out, which North have been doing this quarter.
So umpire has the ball back now in the middle of the ground. Davis doing the ruck work. And we said Thomas in there also. Again, ball comes out of that. Anakie tries to tap it out the back, picked up by Jewel. Long kick goes back into their forward line, so pressure again back on the Blues. Now there's been a hold, and it's going to go to Purcell, it looks like. So a free kick and a quick response will come possibly if Purcell is able to kick straight. From about 20 metres out and directly in front, you would think that this player would be able to do that no problem at all.
Well, this will break their heart a little bit. They worked their guts out to finally get that goal. And if North Geelong put this one within about 20 seconds of it, it's really going to break their hearts.
So as we said, Purcell, as I said, a kick of about 25 to 30 metres directly in front. Steps in, kicks that goal. Oh, he's missed it off to the right-hand side there, through for a minor score, and half-time has also sounded with that. So at half-time, it'll be North Geelong 5-8. They'll leave Winchelsea on 4-6. The home side, their goal kickers Parrish, Freeman, Sampi and Hackett. And for North Geelong, 2 to Habib, 1 each to Swenison, or both the Swenison boys, and Connor Pass. So that's their 5. We're going to take a short break and come back. We'll run through everything that's happened here in the first half, and again, have scores from around the ground. No worry about this morning. We've already done that. We'll come back shortly. Listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Sit and eat, but unfortunately we're back in the box. Half-time scores from around the game, or around the grounds. Werribee Central's back in front of Anakie by 2 points, 53-51. Belpost Hill 63, Corio 45. Inverleigh 34 lead East Geelong by 3 points at half-time. And Thompson are a goal up on Bannockburn 30-24. And Belmont Lions have regained the lead there. They're now 32. They lead the Geelong West Giants 24. So some close games around the leagues, and obviously wind playing a little bit of part in some of them. We'll get to Grubby very shortly, but Grub, good first half of football. Probably something we didn't expect from Winchelsea, but they've been able to hold their end up pretty well.
Well, they're out and out having a go. That's what they're doing. And they've got their coach playing, who's probably best on the ground. But I do have a message from Neville Whitley. He said that we've been starting at 2 o'clock for about 20 years.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 10 past 2.
He said, what's Dale talking about? He said, 10 past 2. He said, that was back in the archives. We've been starting 20.
Yeah, that's how long I'm old. That's how old I'm.
Yeah, I'm talking about how old.
Yeah,
What about a birthday during the week? 63-year-old.
Yeah, well, who's having one this week? And we'll be catching up very quickly.
53.
So ball from the centre square has been bounced, comes out towards centre wing. Winchelsea go quickly into attack. Over the top to Sawney. It's a bit of space. He was tackled. Ball comes out. Umpire said good chase. Tackle will be rewarded. Now he's paying the advantage. Comes outside. Purcell needs to pick the ball up over the top of it. He is tackled. No prior opportunity there. And umpire will come in and take possession of it. So a quick pace or quick start to this pace starting in this third quarter. And both sides, as I said, North Geelong, if they can hold them, I'm not too sure what Tommy Davis was doing there, but he didn't even look like he's going at the ball then. So
he was offside.
Did he? Yeah, looked like it. Ball coming through. Coming the other way was Reynolds. Ball now at ground level. Swennerson had his head over it. Couldn't pick it up. Picked up. Cleared away. May have been Cleary. Ooh. No, it wasn't because he's not playing. It must have been, it was, who was it? Jasper George. So the ball goes back in quickly. Good strong mark there. Berg plays on, goes quickly into their forward line. Kick, probably ill-directed, but it's going to get through the back of the contest and running into goal, and it will be kicked, and that is Simmons. He's got his first of the afternoon, and they have their fifth. They're 2 points down, aren't they? So that's 5-6 Winchelsea, 5-8 North Geelong, and that has taken just on 1 minute. P&R Foods third quarter.
Tell you what, in all sorts of footy, you need that little bit of luck, and I don't know what the hell that kick was going into, but it went to 2 North Geelong players, and it just bounced and went straight through them, and waiting on the other side was the Winchelsea boy who banged through the first. They know that they've got to kick 4 or 5, because if they don't, they'll get run over. But I tell you what, you know, that strong mark up there, the pressure that made the ball go out, they're having a real dead set crack, aren't they?
Can't ask any more. So we're back in the middle once again. Bale is now thrown up in the air. Davis and Thomas go at it again. Neither ruckman had an advantage there. Handball goes out wide, went towards Riccardi, but out there playing on him at the moment is Timms. He leads in the race for the ball. So the 251s, he picks the ball up, did that nicely, took a bounce, had the confidence to take a bounce. Handball's over the top, put his team under a little bit of pressure, but it's ended up in the hands of Sawney. He went through his hands, picked up by Swennerson. Little chip up over the top is good. Mark taken out there, this time by Penny. Defensive side of centre wing. Far side of the ground. He's slowed things up just a little bit now. Looking at options down the field. Decides to go longer into their half-forward line. Ball might get out the back here. Zeros ran to the right spot but couldn't get there first. Winchelsea have got numbers back. Now in the hands of Gemmell. Looks up, goes to the centre-half back position. Coming out, Mark has been taken out there by Maloney. So Maloney now, right boot, plays on quickly. Misses a target in the middle of the ground. Coming through, O'Brien. He went back and tried to collect it. He hands up with the handball anyway. Into the forward line they go. Over the top, Ramos out to Pask. Wants some support. Went back to Ramos. Again, looking for support again. He got it. Penny goes back to Ramos. He's under pressure. Able to get boot to ball. Alex Gubbins, I'm not too sure what he was doing. But he's decided to go with the scissor kick. Couldn't make contact. Picked up Smith. Out the back door to Swennerson. On the left boot. That's coming back. That is coming back. That is a goal. Thomas Swennerson, a nice finish there. His second of the afternoon. The 6th now for North Geelong. They're 6-8. They lead Winchelsea 5-6. We've gone 3 minutes. P&R Foods third quarter.
Well, I tell you why it was such a good goal, because as soon as the ball went in there, Winchelsea put pressure on them, and pressure. Gubbo's kick might have let him off the hook a little bit, but it was under pressure. He just kicked it high and said, well, I don't know if I can kick a goal. He let the wind do the work, and it did. And I tell you what, I didn't think I'd have another one, but we may have another contender for the Connect-Tel goal of the day.
It was a great goal at that grub, and couldn't see for the longest time if it was going to come back far enough or not? As we're back in the middle now, Davis tries to grab his own ball out of the ruck and does, and wins the clearance, sends North Geelong forward here. Got a good opportunity. That was a good mark taken in defence by Henry. So Henry short, not his best effort. Comes to Timms, and Tim sees the ball out of bounds. So we'll have a stoppage 50 metres out from North Geelong's goal. Ball back in now. Ruckman tussle for front spot, and must say Davis has been dominating the ruck today, especially this last quarter. As Winchelsea going to go forward now towards centre wing on the outer side. Ball is in congestion and then comes out over the top to Freeman. Freeman's going to send Winchelsea inside forward 50. It might run on and touched on the goal line. No, it's going to be rushed for... Is it? No, it's going to be a throw in. And I think the Winchelsea locals on the deck there were appealing for deliberate, but we'll have a stoppage 15 metres out from Winchelsea's goal.
The funny thing about that rule I said the other week, did he try and keep that in?
No.
So is that an insufficient attempt?
Yes. That one was.
Yeah.
Even Peter Riccardi was hold his breath.
But it's not deliberate. And they've changed the wording of it, and it's wrong.
Ball back in now. Davis involved there, and a bit of a Aaron handball comes to Ruckman, and then handball out. Ball is in congestion. Oh, there might be a high tackle. There is, so it's going to go Winchelsea's way.
Tav.
I think it's Tav Sawney. It is 40 metres out. Not too much angle about it. Might be a bit further out than that. 45.
Well, I thought his second quarter was as good as I've seen him for a while, Tav.
Yep.
Tav Sawney to make it a 2-point margin early in this third quarter. They're going to want to make the most of the scoring end as well, Winchelsea.
Never saw Leakey over there either.
Yeah, he was there. He grabbed me on the arm as I went up the top of the steps.
45. Tav Sawney. It looks like a beautiful kick off the boot. It's straight over the goal player's hat. 6-6, 42 to 6-8, 44. 6 minutes gone. The third quarter brought to you by P&R Foods.
Tell you what, there's a lot of really, really, really good kids running out here today, and in all the other clubs, there's a lot of good kids. But when you really want a goal to get yourself back into the game, leave it to the experienced players, because that was a magnificent kick from a really good player, an experienced player.
Yes, he is a good finisher. Not just in the goals, but around the ground as well. So we're back with the umpire now in the middle of the ground. Just this is what he's waiting for there, but he's now got the ball in the air. And then again, neither ruckman take possession of it. Tom Swinnison out of the middle, comes out wide, goes looking towards a bib. He's got the ball in front of himself, just trying to guard it a little bit. And the umpire says it's been okay. We'll come in and take possession of it. A little top of the 50 or the centre square, closer to centre wing. By just getting some space there. Again, ruckman at it. Ball comes down once again. Trying to work his way through the contest there was Nagel, but it comes out now towards Zach Swinnison, and he was happy enough to see it go over the boundary line.
Even the players didn't know till today that the coach was going to play.
Oh, didn't they?
No, never told anybody.
So it's thrown back in now. Davis again from the ruck contest, got the handball out the front, went towards Jewell, tried to kick the ball off the ground, coming underneath. And there's noise in there. Swinnison, also Maloney, will be the last to emerge with the ball.
See, once he gets in there with his strength, North weren't getting it out.
So the ball, ruck contest once again comes out towards Penny.
Oh!
And a little bit of a biffo there. Neither player, ball's up now. Penny goes on with it, goes quickly into their forward line. Gubbins in front of the contest. Can't take the mark, kicked off the ground. Out the front to Sampy. He didn't take clean possession of it. Picked up by Purcell. Goes out the back to Farrell. Ducks his head, got through the contest. Let the ball go out the back, but it's going to be cleaned up and clicked away there by Winchelsea Blues. They go back into their half forward line. That was a nice clean pickup out there by Primer. Has a little bit of time now. Looks back inside. Kick has to be good. And Sawney just couldn't get his hands on it. We'll take the mark. So you've got some numbers around the contest, North Geelong, but the ball comes out the other side into the hands of Tim. No, tackle is laid, and the ball up will take place. So Ruckman again down in that contest. Not too sure what Tommy Davis is doing there. He just doesn't seem to go for it. Well, I don't know what he's actually. Can't tell you what he's doing.
No.
Ball comes out of it and runs now back towards the boundary line. Again, leading in the race for the ball. Some good pace out there shown by Nagel. He was tackled as he got to the ball. Ball goes back towards the boundary line. Henderson, I think, will see it over, and that will be the case.
He's done that a couple of times, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And yet sometimes he goes and gets it, wins it, and gets the kick out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he loses, whether he's lost it in the sun, if there's or what it is. But he just a couple of times he doesn't even make the contest, which is really unusual.
Yeah.
So ball again thrown back in. Davis has got front position, taps it out the back again. There was numbers there, and it was a quick tackle laid by Jewell, and that would have been on Freeman. Umpire will call for it back once again. This is where he seems to stand back, but he's in the contest this time. Ball comes down, and again picked up. Riccardi got the handball out the back, and only as far as Dench. He was still trying to work the ball through, but coming the other way was Humphries. Got the ball back outside again. The ball continued to run, and now there's been a free kick given. North Geelong are going to be the recipient. Good tackle there by O'Brien. He was good last week, and he's played exceptionally well again today. So he goes out wide. Kick is okay and has Farrell in some space by himself. Steps back inside. Went to Henderson. He's got a handball over the top if he wants to use a player out there. And Penny, he can run and carry the ball now. Got plenty of time. Looks up. Gee, that's a high kick going to their forward line. Purcell, he's going to try and mark it. Ball comes to ground. And again, sits under a number of players with the umpire now coming in, taking possession of it. So we've gone just on 10 minutes. P&R Foods third quarter. It is Winchelsea 6-6. They trail North Geelong 6-8.
Carlton are getting flogged too, aren't
Who are they playing?
they? Giants.
Ooh.
But Penny, wish he had that kick again. It was a bit too up and under as the ball comes out to the boundary now. Handballed back in. It stays in bounds now. Chance for North Geelong. It gets kicked forward. Can they find a player here? It's going to... Oh, there's Noah Penny. Does he get a ball on boot? No, it's gone through. 4 behind. So 6-6-42 to 6-9-45. 10 minutes gone this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods. And Winchelsea will take possession here. Go out wide to have Sawney. Kick was a little bit too heavy. He gathers the ball now. Nice, cool, calm and collected handball inside to Gubbins. Gubbins was run down. Great tackle by Noah Penny, who's been involved in everything in the last 10 minutes, must be said. Penny, quick hands, out wide now. Piercing kick. Good work from Mank to get the handball over the top. Now they're going to go out wide. It gets over the head of Davis. Now Winchelsea, Primer, he just swung it around on his boot. Here's Parrish. He gathers the ball. Handball's back into trouble. Sawney, they've got to just have some composure here. Winchelsea, it's a good tackle on the outer side. Centre wing, far side. And they're going to have a ball up. So fast-paced footy here, end to end. Just couldn't find that free player to have that possession. Winchelsea as the ball comes out wide now to Henderson. Henderson gathers the ball. Arksey's back, takes the game on. Goes to the 50 line, 1-on-3. Gets over the top. Even contest now. They've got some work to do here. Winchelsea gets out of the tackle from Purcell.
Gubbins.
And then over the top of Schwenneson. They still go through the middle here. North Geelong through Schwenneson again. That's of Thomason. Then back to Zach. And he gets a high tackle. So he'll send the ball inside 50, although he's played on. That's an up and under kick. Can someone take the mark here? They can. It's a good, strong mark overhead by Noah Billy. And he's 50 out and a tough angle on the boundary.
Well, he got it anyway, but I thought he might have dumped Zach just after he kicked it and may have been down the ground, but...
Looks like he might go for the setup kick. He does. It's a pretty good kick. Just gets over the top of Eve. Now the ball's still in play. Winchelsea got to defend gallantly here and professionally rushed over the line. It was from Liam Turner. So 6-6-42 to 6-10-46 on the third quarter P&R Foods scoreboard.
Ball comes out. Gubbin has it on the half-back line. Wants to go back inside. Put himself under a little bit of pressure there, but goes to Anakie. Gets the ball back outside. It's going wide and pretty wide, and the free kick will be given out there, and Smith will be the recipient. So North Geelong to come back into attack. Reaches over the fence, gets the ball. Give himself some time now to get back on the field of play. So Smith now from just outside there, 50, goes inside. Mark uncontested there, and the mark is taken there by Freeman. So Freeman now...
It was a shocker of a kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't good. Little chip up over the top. Into the hands of Sawney once again. Another one short again. This time Huff comes up. Goes back, running play. I think that was Freeman. Kick was smothered. Goes outside to Smith. Now into the hands of O'Brien. He looks up and goes short. We'll find Purcell. Now, Purcell, is he in range? Not 100% sure. He's called to play on now, so he's going to have to go inside the Jewel. Puts it on the boot, goes forward, and it was nicely read off the boot there by Nagel. He comes in and takes the mark.
The Winch bloke went within the 5 metres, but he was chasing a North Geelong bloke, so it's allowable.
So Nagel now is going to come clubroom side of the ground. Who kick wasn't good off the boot.
No.
Straight into the hands of Seros, and he's going to now put North Geelong back into attack. So Teros goes to the pocket. Habib's the target. Ball will get out the back. No, it won't. It runs to the boundary line and over. So we will have a throw-in which will take place. So we're looking at about 40 metres around from the behind post. Pass down there doing the ruck work. So ruckmen go at it. Thomas takes the ruck out of the contest, takes the ball, goes to a bib. He kicks back towards the square. Spoil from behind was by Henry, and it runs over the boundary line. No, it runs through for a minor score. So that moves North Geelong now to 6-11. And Winchelsea Blues are 6-6, 15 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
Winchelsea to exit out towards far side was good. Mark taken there by Thomas. He's been in the ruck for the majority of the day as well. He might go short. No, doesn't listen to his teammates. He goes along down the line looking for Primer. He somehow nearly gathers the ball behind his back, and then Maloney comes through. Smart handball in the path of Parrish. Can he collect the ball? He can't. Coming back the other way is Desnoy. He's been a little bit quiet. Then to Riccardi. Back inboard now. They can sort it out here. Baker was involved as well. And then coming through with a big fend-off was O'Brien. And then back to Riccardi. Just got to get an exit kick here. And, oh, what an exit kick it was. Over the top. It might just beat all comers and go out of bounds. It does. So, just out of the path of Charlie Smith. And we'll have a ball in 60 metres out from Winchelsea's goal. Good pressure from them. Ball come to be thrown back in now. Be Thomas and Davis in the ruck. Thomas wins the ruck, hit out, and then the players jumped on. Umpire says play on. Ball in dispute. Neither team have it. Over the top now. Might have been Mank involved. He gathered through and then coming through. Ball still in dispute. Neither team really have possession. Winchelsea win the ball out now. It's a tough game at the moment. They might go inside 50 here. No, they're caught. Umpire still says play on. They're still just tapping it. There hasn't been a clean possession in a while. Umpire's found a free kick to pick out of there somehow. And it's going to go the way of Winchelsea.
It's just so frustrating that the press is that tight that no one could get the boot of the ball. They just couldn't get a kick out.
Neither team really had
from
possession
either side,
as well.
yeah.
And there's an injured player, although they've gone on quickly here to the tip of the goal line. It's going to go through from behind. There is an injured player for North Geelong. 21. Don't have a 21. I think it's 27, maybe Jasper George. It could be. Anyway, it's a minor score, so 6-7-43 to 6-10-46. 16 minutes gone on the P&R Foods third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, it was Jasper George.
So the ball kicked in quickly, low and flat, and hits the target in Tom Swinnerson. About 20-metre kick. So he will now bring it further afield. Goes towards Pask. Was a nice kick, well weighted, and he doesn't let him down. Handball can go back inside to Smith, and on the run they go now quickly into the half-forward line. Mark taken out there. Purcell read that very nicely. Outside to Ramos. Runs inside 50. Kicks towards goal. I'm not too sure they saw the Winchelsea player coming at him. That was a good, clean pick-up down there. Tackle was laid straight away. Umpire said, let's have it back. And we'll have a ball up about 20 out from the North Geelong goal.
Funny game, isn't it? A beautiful tackle.
Yeah.
But no free.
No.
Which is umpire's right, but...
So Pash take the ball out of the ruck contest, went to Thomas, he's tackled, and again, no prior opportunity there. So again, the ball thrown up quickly by the umpire. Thomas taps the ball down. North Geelong player put his head down, and umpire said, not too sure they had pretty prior opportunities there, Ross. But,
well, he didn't have to because he reckons he didn't get it out. He fell over it.
Okay, so the ball now kicked out, goes out beyond centre wing, and the mark has been taken out there by Freeman. Just a still defensive side of centre wing for the Winchelsea side. He looks back inside. This kick has to be good. And it was called out there. They did that nicely. It was into the hands of Simmons. He goes out wide into the hands of Dench. Takes them on. Riccardi tackles him. Ball comes out in the tackle. Again now, Maloney head over the contest. He's tackle brought to ground. And all fair, says the umpire. Let's have another ball up.
You've got to have a bit of awareness too, Smithy. Like you shouldn't be running away from a bloke like Riccardi when you've seen how much pace he possesses.
Absolutely, Grub. There's some things you just don't take on him.
Yeah.
So the ball from that ruck contest comes out the back again, picked up, a little boot forward again. I think that was through Simmons. They've got the ball running forward, but North Geelong now through Farrell, get the ball back outside, over the top. So went towards Swenson.
He's going down Farrell too, I think. Yeah, he's all right.
Ball's gone further down the field. Are they calling the ball back, are they? I think they are.
I don't think it was Farrell that went down, actually.
No, it might have been
Julesy,
O'Brien.
was it?
O'Brien, I think. Yeah. But I think they called for the ball to come back. It's going to be his free kick.
Well, it might be down the ground.
No, they're taking it right back.
They're going to take it right back? Oh, they are too.
Yeah, no, they've taken it right back.
No, well, it might not have been late.
So it's going to be O'Brien.
Well, that helps Winchelsea a bit, doesn't it?
Well, certainly, yeah, because the ball was well and truly 50 metres or 60 metres down the ground. Now, that kick's going to be okay because it's got to get through the numbers here. Picked up out there, and running player there was Timms. Went back on the right boot. He's going to put it back towards the centre-half forward position. Huff comes up and takes the mark. Umpire's going to pay that.
And they need him to lift this bloke and kick some goals for him.
He's the only key forward.
So he's thinks he's in range because he's going back with the long run-up, and he's going to look at trying to kick their 7th goal of the afternoon, which will put them back in front. So Jordan Huff, he's going to have to kick this every bit of 50 metres. Runs a little bit to the side.
Gee.
Didn't make good contact with it, but I tell you what, it's going to work out right.
Maloney.
The mark has been taken there by Maloney.
I watched him run down and stay at the front of the pack, and then I just lost sight of him. But I mean, you can't judge that. It's a shocking kick, but he was in the right spot. He knew somewhere near the front he might be lucky, and he was.
So Maloney with an opportunity here to give North Geelong the lead once again.
Maybe Winch.
That's it. Winchelsea. You're right, Grub. Thank you. So he comes in, kicks that goal.
He's missed it.
He's missed it. Can't believe that, but he has. That's now 6-8 Winchelsea, 6-11 North Geelong, and we have gone 21 minutes. P&R Foods, 3rd quarter.
The coach is going to tear strips off him.
Especially in bed tonight.
Ball comes out now for North Geelong. They go wide, the spread. Good numbers from Winchelsea, well represented. One of the players was taken out. It was actually Nankervis. The umpire says play on now, though. Here's Maloney's opportunity. He takes the player without the ball. The umpire says play on, though. Coming through now, Zampi. He couldn't gather the ball, and then Gemel does for Winchelsea. It's a hot football at the moment. Coming back the other way is Ramos. He sends North Geelong forward. Purcell takes a mark. Now it's a foot race. It's going to be out the front of Habib. Can he gather the ball? He can. Now he's going to look towards goal. He's going to have a shot. He's going to go to the top of the square. Penny's there. Also, Pasca's there. Neither of them can win it, and it's well defended coming back the other way.
Now that's got to be a free
It's going to be...
It's out in the full anyway.
No, it's not.
He's paid it. He's paid it.
Oh, it is? Was that in the full?
Well, he did signal. Anyway, they go quickly. They find a player in the pocket, and it goes over his head, and it's going to go out of bounds. A little bit confusing there because he did signal ball in.
Yes.
And then he...
boundary umpire put his arms out.
So it was on the full. Gotcha. I thought it would have been insufficient attempt if it wasn't anyway. There was only one place he was going as the ball's back in. 15 out from North Geelong's goal now. They're pushing. Coming, and the outer side, gathering the ball was Angle. He gets dispossessed, and then Schwennerson throws the ball in the boot. And a great diving mark in defence. It was from Henry. So he's going to look up, and he's going to play a free in the pocket. It's a not ill-directed kick. Now it comes out. Gemel's got to fix up and kick it tight along the boundary, and he keeps it in. Beautifully done. This is Freeman.
Don't go short there, mate.
So he's just going to go to centre wing. Parrish has probably got to fly here. No one flies, and it gets out the back. The chaos ball has been working for him. Zampi taps the ball forward, coming back the other way. Good smother by Primer. Now Davis was taken. It was holding the ball. It wasn't, and then Primer's wrapped up in the tackle. So it's going to be a ball up 65 metres out from Winchelsea's goal. 6:8:44 to 6:10:46. 23 minutes gone on the
One
P&R
of
Food
those
scoreboard.
Winch blokes got a hand to push that. It was a brilliant bit of play. I couldn't see it was.
So Jackson Jewell got the ball from the contest. Again, it hasn't cleared the area, but he's gone back after it once again. And it definitely won't come out of there, so the umpire has to come in and ball it up, and that's what he'll do. So it's gone over 23 minutes. Only a couple of goals scored during the quarter. Davis took the ruck ball out, but unfortunately infringed the opposition ruckman in Thomas, so he's going to have possession of it now, and he's going to kick the ball into their half-forward line. Going back, Sam Reynolds did that nicely, filled the hole, took the mark, which he had to do.
Wants a 50 too, but you're not getting it, Sammy.
So he kicks the ball back towards centre wing, and that kick was not well directed. Mark has been taken out there by Tim, so he's now going to put the ball back the other way into the hands of Freeman. So he's presented pretty well in that little bit there. Goes out wide, kick, little bit of money on it. Oh, boy, that was a good mark.
It's out in the full.
No, I think it's inside the field of play.
Out in the full, I think. Well, the umpire signalled out in the full.
He's going to pay it, and it's going to be a mark to Primer. Right on the boundary line. Another opportunity for Winchelsea this time to take the kick-out goal and put them in front. So Primer without a score on the board so far today. Good approach at goal. He's going to go across the face, and a mark has been taken. And it's...
Oh, no.
Is it in the field of play or not?
Oh, yeah.
Huff's
Yeah,
claimed
100%
it.
it was. Oh, no.
No, gone through for a point.
And the Winchelsea locals do not like it.
So that moves Winch now to 6 goals, 9. 6-11 North Geelong, and we have gone 25.5 P&R Foods third quarter.
Wow.
A return here. I think we're all a little bit confused in the commentary box. Much as the locals, the past players on the deck at Winchelsea, as the ball's kicked out. Umpire says play on. Now coming through for North Geelong was Pask. They've continued the ball forward here. Schwennerson, he's going to send North Geelong inside forward 50, looking for Purcell. It's going to get over him. Oh, Riccardi couldn't gather the ball. Now he will. Can Riccardi finish from the pocket? He kicks a little dribbler and it just misses to the near side. 6-9-45 to 6-11-47. Probably could have centred that ball, Oscar Riccardi, if he had his time again, although it was very classy and it would have looked good if it went through. So 26 minutes gone on the P&R Foods third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, I'll give him his due. At full speed on the left foot, it's a little bit hard to centre it. Just, I think go for goal.
Would have looked very classy if it went through. I think it's Mank to turn. No, it wasn't. It was Gubbins, and he goes long, looking for Nagel, and the ball's punched out of bounds. So we'll have a ball in on the outer side, defensive side of the 50 for North Geelong. 26 minutes gone this last quarter, and see how much the wind has an impact in the last quarter, being the scoring end, which is going at the moment. So ball back in now. Thomas had the tap. It didn't favour his team, Winchelsea, and then goes back. Penny gathers the ball. Was he taken high? The umpire said he slipped his shoulder, so it's going to be a ball up 45 metres out from North Geelong's goal. Up again here. Ramos in the ruck for the time being. Like Davis has a spell, a well-deserved spell at being. Now Schwennerson, he kicks it up and under the ball because he was tackled as he kicked it. Goes inside the forward 50. Umpire says play on. Good opportunity. Schwennerson again. It's going to be in Habib's direction. Does he take the mark? He does! Right on the line. I think he kept it at the field of play. The boundary umpire wasn't there to see, but he's going to have a shot from the tightest of angles. He looks like he might go the conventional check side.
Banana.
Well, don't start that. Don't start that.
Yeah, I think he will. So, to give North Geelong a handy break, coming into this last quarter.
Missed it.
He has missed it to the near side. So, 6-9-45 to 6-12-48. 27.5 minutes gone this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods.
Anakie 71, Werribee 65, Corio 51, Bell Post 83. I think it went Winston. 34 to Inverleigh, 55 East. Thompson 50, Bannockburn 28, Giants 45, Belmont 45.
Ooh. A ball now is coming back. Jim will have it shortly. As we tick towards three-quarter time. Gimmel's now going to bring the ball in. He's going to go long, far side of the ground, out in front. Mark not taken there, but player read that nicely. And that might have been Ramos. He's going to deliver the ball back inside their forward 50, but this time another mark has been taken, and it was from Henry. So he's defended pretty nicely, a couple of marks.
Nice little nudge with his body.
So he's got some options wide, but doesn't use him just at the moment. He's going to now go back to where the ball came from. And again, numbers out there. North Geelong had him, but Huff picks the ball up, goes outside with the handball. Had a teammate out there, kicked round the boundary line. That's okay. Ends up in the hands of Sampi. He takes them on, plays on, goes with the right boot into their forward line. Mark needed, not taken, picked up by Henderson. He drives the ball long out of defence towards their half-forward line.
Be a free
Umpire's
kick.
seen it. And a free kick is going to go, and it's going to go to North Geelong and Billy. So he doesn't waste any time. Long kick into their forward line. Ball gets out the back. Players running through. Ooh. They left it behind the first time, and they went back and got it. Jimmel has it now. Needs to get the handball away, and does so. Only just, but it did get the handball out there. Again, some pressure out there, and both sides are feeling it. Smith puts the ball back inside 50. Kick ill-directed. Mark being taken by Thomas, and he plays on, goes back out towards centre wing. The siren has sounded to end the third quarter. So it's 6-9-45. North Geelong 6-12-48. Goal kicks at this stage of the game. All singles for the Winchelsea side. Parrish, Sawney, Freeman, Sampi, Simmons and Hackett. And for North Geelong, 2 each to Tommy Swennerson and a bib, 1 each to Zach Swennerson and Cooper Pask. So we'll take a short break, come back, final call action not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Welcome back, a 3-point game here this afternoon. It's 48 to North Geelong, 45 to Winchelsea, and it's been pretty close most of the day. Neither side's been able to really break things open, and we've got Winchelsea, as I said, with undermanned. We understand that. Both sides undermanned from where they would normally be. But they are both putting up a pretty good display here this afternoon. You read the scores just recently, didn't you, Grub, from around the ground? So we'll go to you. You can have a look at that and tell us what you reckon is going to happen, or what's happened and what's going to happen in the last quarter.
Well, what I'm going to say is going to happen in the last quarter. I really, really hope it doesn't. But this has been a fantastic game of pressure, of strength, of great tackling. Probably the downside of the whole game has been you might blame the wind or not, but the disposals that hasn't been quite up to scratch. But gee, I tell you what, they've had a real crack, and I've just got this feeling that North Geelong are going to run away with it. But I tell you, the way Winchelsea have attacked the football, have attacked the man with the football, have ran, have just done everything they possibly could to have a crack to keep the top side. All right, admittedly, with a few out, but so have Winchelsea. They got some of their good players out too. And when I got here this morning, I just thought, well, both sides have got a lot of players out. This might be a rubbish game, but it's certainly far from that. It's been really, really entertaining, and I just worry now that they've thrown everything at them, and I just think North Geelong might come flying home. I thought Gemmell was good again. Sawney, it's the best game I've seen Tab play for a while. I thought Primer did some nice things, but again, he's one of the ones with that disposal. He's throwing the ball on the boot, and it really, he's really got to be a little bit more conservative. Jack Sampy does some nice things. I need for him to do a few more, but when he gets it, he looks good. I thought Huff was going to come in there, but the North Geelong fans have been pretty good on him. I got me my list here. Curse up Cole. He hasn't had a kick. Has not had a kick all day.
He's not playing.
Well, that's why. He stooged him. Just stooged him. I like Luke Henry's game in the back line.
Yeah, been good.
He's been very, very good. And, of course, Maloney. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they can hang in here, but Maloney's probably still best on the ground with what he's done.
He started well. He must be tiring now because he hasn't been as prominent. He's not getting to the contest like he was earlier, though.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't actually looking at him when he first went out there, but he's got a fair few bandages on him now. Did he run out with them? Or
No, he didn't. Not on his knee, no.
No, and I reckon it was just out here where he had a collision. There
was.
So he's been a bit slowed down. But I think because of North Geelong, you blokes had trouble with it last week, and we're going to have trouble with it again today because they're a team effort, and it's hard to pick a standout. So I still think that he might be still best on the ground, or even Sawney.
Yeah.
But Zach Swennerson played a good quarter.
Davis the ruckman, I think he's been pretty good.
Yeah, Charlie Farrell looks like he's not right to me. I hope I'm wrong, but he just doesn't look like he's running like I know he can run. I thought O'Brien was good that quarter. Julesy was all right. Noah Billy had a few touches. Tommy Swennerson was good. Cooper Pask was really good. I liked his game. I'd love to say Sammy Reynolds, but he just didn't. He got one kick and kick it to a Winchelsea bloke, Sammy. and Riccardi looked a bit dangerous at a couple of times too. So we're going to have huge trouble here because they're playing like a professional unit without not one bad player, but a hell of a lot of good ones. But let's just hope Winchelsea can just throw everything at them and keep it close. And who knows? Halfway through the quarter, if they haven't broken away, anything can happen with this pressure.
And watch for Riccardi. Dominated last quarter last week, just with that, just the miles in his legs, just very good.
Where he's
player.
been training, he
exactly.
Obviously probably has to be fitter than anyone in the GDFL at Geelong and at Bell Park.
Of course.
Mitch Bibb in the middle, and it is a 4-point margin. It is 6-13 to the North Geelong
Oh,
side.
you don't get it wrong very often, Smithy.
So we're back in the middle, and final quarter action is about to start. Ball goes up, and it's going to be a Bibb that emerges with it. Got the handball. Tried to get the handball inside. Couldn't do so. Sawney tried to do the same thing. Got through the contest. Tom Swennerson did the same. He got the handball out, so North Geelong couldn't win possession of it, but Winchelsea do. They go into the half forward. Good spoil there from O'Brien at the back again. Picked up by Farrell. His kick outside. I don't know whether he meant to go there with that kick or the way it went out there, but it's picked up out there, and handball was smothered, goes over the boundary line by Timms, and will have a ball up on the far side of the ground, centre wing. Boundary umpire with possession of it now. Davis and Thomas doing the work out there. Ball comes out the back. Taken out of the contest, picked up by Sawney, tackled straight away, and again at ground level. It's a bit hard to see who has the ball, but Winchelsea win possession of it, kicks back inside. Charlie Farrell, nice clean take, handballs back outside, went towards his teammate Davis. Good tackle. If you're going to tackle, you might hang on to one arm because it's pretty hard to get rid of it if you got it held. So Winchelsea have done pretty well. Can they start this quarter positively? That's what they're looking to do. Tim's out there on the far side. Little chip up over the top. Actually, it may have been Turner that was out there. He's kicked further down the field. He's found Freeman. He's got better as the game has gone on. He goes backwards now. Oh, that kick wasn't all that great, so it's going to be under a bit of pressure now. Sitting over the top of the ball. I reckon he's in trouble here. Has to be, yes. And the free kick will go to Ramos.
You're the master of the understatement. That kick wasn't that great. It was a shocker.
So Ramos now with the ball outside 50. Loads up, goes long. Desnoy, good hands in front of the contest.
Free
and
kick.
he has taken the mark, but unfortunately,
No,
prior to that, there's a free kick being given.
It was there.
I didn't see it, but there you go.
Well, you and I aren't going to see this far away.
No,
Smithy.
not this late in the day. It's getting dark, isn't it? So it's Winchelsea coming to club room side now. They go out looking towards Thomas up in the front. Mark not taken there. Coming across the front may have been Maloney, was it? And he was tackled straight away. Good, strong work from both sides there. Been held up, so a chance now for Winchelsea just to settle themselves from the contest. Goes in the hand of Swenison. Tom goes back inside. Long pack back towards the goal square. Tapped, kicked off the ground. Pass. Did he pick it up? Did he kick it?
Yep.
Yes, he did. He's got his second of the afternoon, Cooper Pask, and the seventh now for North Geelong. They're 7-13. They lead Winchelsea on 6-9, and almost 3 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Even though it was congested, they just had a bloke closer to the ball all the way. And you could see, in the end, it's a little bit of luck that goes over the top, but there was just so many North players. He had the feeling that they'll score here, and hopefully for Winchelsea's sake it'll only be a point, but obviously not. And I'll tell you what, Winchelsea now have to give it everything they've got because they kicked the first one in the third quarter very quickly. If they kick another one here, you can practically say Winch couldn't come back from there.
So you got the ball back in the middle now.
And no extras down there. You can't save the game. Just get the ball, kick it down. You've got to win the game from here.
Goes up, Thomas and Davis in the ruck, down. Winchelsea do win the clearance, comes out to Tav Sawney. Can he gather the ball? Closely followed by Schwenison, and then coming back through was Farrell as well. Now they're going to work the ball on the outer side. Can they? The kick find Penny. Try, great one-handed gather. Tapped it to himself. Now he's going to go quickly to Desno. He sees him on the lead. The kick is pretty good and finds him. Very well done from Noah Benny to take the mark. First of all, swing back around and kick it out in front of Rory Desnoy so he can run on and take the mark.
Well, I actually heard a bloke in the North Geelong crowd yell out, "Take that one off him."
So now, Rory Desnoy to make it a 16-point margin early in this fourth quarter from 45 on the boundary. Comes in. Kick looks pretty good. Just across the face. No, he's kicked it.
That was a goal.
Great goal from Rory Desnoy. And 6-9, 45 to 8 to 9-13, 66, is it? On the fourth quarter scoreboard, brought to you by Morris Finance.
When you look at goals of the day, I should say Connectel goals of the day, you look for the big snaps and everything, but they needed the goal. It was pressure. It was on the boundary line, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful kick from McHugh, who's got a ton of class. And again, I'm going to throw that in contender for the Connectel goal of the day.
We're back in the middle now. Up, Davis and Thomas. Winchelsea again gathering the ball, nearly win the clearance, but it's just North Geelong structure, same as last week. So good behind the ball. Davis down. Thomas wins that one out now. Handballs into space, but it was won back by Charlie Farrell. He's had a good start to this last quarter. Habib with the smother, and then it came out to Henderson, who got the ball forward inside 50. Ball's ping-ponging back and forth. Habib involved again, trying to get rid of the ball and can't. So 6-9, 45 to 8-13, 61. 5.5 minutes gone in this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
So ball thrown up. Ruckman both go at it. I think they both had a little touch on it. Ball comes out. Tackle laid by Swinners.
No.
Yeah, don't agree with that one either.
Oh, there wasn't any prior, was there?
No. Ball's come straight to him. Swinnison sweated on him, back, grabbed him. Tommy Swinnison reckons he might be able to kick the distance here.
Well, I tell you what, Tommy Swinnison ain't whinging about it anyhow. He can't kick it from there, can he?
Nah, I reckon
70 metres.
It's gonna be a very, very good kick. But anyway, he's going to load up. He's going to go long.
I'll tell you what,
he's going to give it a shake, but it's going to go close. Ball from that contest goes over the boundary line, and it's going to be a throw in about a couple of metres around from the behind post.
He honestly thought he was going to kick that. Mate, you're not Luke Parker. Or Jared Bryant. Bryant would have kicked it.
Ball thrown back in. Ball front of the contest. Ramos picks up, goes back towards the goal square. Sits there. Desnoy kicks it off the ground. Yes, he does. He's got another one, I think. Rory Desnoy has got 2 for the quarter and 2 for the game, and the 9th now for North Geelong. They're 9-13. They lead Winchelsea on 6-9, and Grub, that little slide you were talking about, may have just started Morris Finance final quarter.
Well, I did. Well, wasn't that hard to predict, but. You know, I look across here at all the North Geelong boys, and there was a few worried faces there for a long, long time, but they're all laughing and smiling now, and I think they realise that they're playing well enough to win, and they've got a couple of goals out there, three and a half goals, and the way Winch play against the wind, I would sort of almost say it was an impossibility to come back from here. But what they don't want is to kick another 4 or 5 to North Geelong and make it look like they've been belted when they put up a great effort.
Back in the middle now. Ball well won out there from Hackett, I think it was, who won the clearance. He's going to get the 1-2, get the ball back, and then loses possession of the ball. No, now does get it. It was Gemmell. Ball comes out to Riccardi. He couldn't gather it. Penny lays a good tackle. How's the umpire going to see this? He's going to say, give it to me, and we'll have a stoppage just in front of us in the broadcast position.
I think it might have been Maloney, and he was really unlucky.
Maloney, yep.
He was unlucky not to get a free kick in the back, actually.
Go again here, and Davis versus Thomas. Thomas used his foot well there. Come back. It was a good kick inside 50 from Smith. He's had a good last quarter so far. Coming back the other way, the umpire's picked another free kick, and I think it's going to go the way of Purcell. It will. So, Geordie Purcell, 55 out. He probably knows he doesn't have the distance in him here. Is he going to go to Desnoy? He's the hot forward at the moment. He's kicked the last 2. He's going to go further afield. Ball hits the deck now. Got to defend hard here is Winchelsea. Coming back through. Got to be careful with this kick. And it's ill-directed and it's going to go out of bounds. No, keeps the ball in. So, kick central now. That's just going to fall in the lap of Tommy Davis.
Ruckman to Ruckman.
And Tom Davis now goes up and under into the path of Desnoy. Can he fly? He can. Is he taking it? He can't. He might rove his own ball. No, gets out the back now. Involved there as well was Billy. And then the ball still stays in. Desnoy involved again. So 6-9-45, 9-13, 67, 9 minutes gone. And this last quarter brought to you by Morris Finance.
So ball forward pocket. Be thrown back in by the umpire, and will do so now. Pass doing the ruck work down there. Thomas is also down there. Sav Sawney gets it out of the contest. Hands it straight to Jackson Jewell, who kicks towards goal, and he has now got his first of the afternoon. And the 10th for North Geelong. They are 10-13. They lead Winchelsea 6-9. And 9.5 minutes gone. Morris Finance, final quarter.
Look, the coaches out there, and by the way, fantastic bit of play, fantastic goal, but the coaches out there, there's blokes still lying on the ground, blokes hands on hips. It's his job out there to make sure that they fight the game out, because you don't want to stay within a couple of goals all day and get beat by 6, 7 or 8. Right? What are they? Just 4.5 now. You've just got to keep going. He probably knows he can't win the game, but he's got to get even extra effort in this last, 20 minutes, and just to make the day worthwhile. To say, all right, we got beat by 3 or 4 goals, and we did a great job. But it could be 7 or 8 if they're not careful.
Back in the middle now. Davis does win the ball. Gets it out to Mank. Mank goes forward here for Winchelsea. Now the ball gets over the head of his player in Simmons, and then it goes out of bounds. So we'll have a ball in 50 metres out. Some around the ground scores?
Actually, I couldn't get him up, mate. I was feeling it, but I couldn't get it. Grubby's going to have a look at it for us.
So 50 out from Winchelsea's goal. They've got to fight gallantly here in this last quarter. They've been pretty good all day. Zach Schwenson wins it out of the contest, goes towards Purcell. He's been really good for North Geelong. Tries to go to Penny, and then the ball is taken, so he'll have another stoppage.
Anakie 77, Werribee 67, Corio 64-96, Bell Post, Winchelsea 45. We know that one. Inverleigh 46, East 62, 51-43 in favour of Thompson, and 47 apiece still out there at Giants and Belmont.
So the ball quickly now into the half-forward line. Henry picks the ball up, lost it as quick as he had it. Into the hands now of Jackson Jewell. Lines up, goes back towards goal once again, and he had one.
I think he's got 2.
Now he has got 2, I would think. Umpire comes back and indicates that is the case. So Jackson Jewell with his second, and the 11th now for North Geelong. They're 11-13. They lead Winchelsea on 6-9. Almost 12 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter.
The heads have dropped, haven't they? The heads have dropped. They've put up a really, really good effort, but they've just been, in the end, outclassed, I think. They've given everything they got, but you just keep at them and at them, say, let's just get one more. And if they get that, let's just get 2 more and make it so everyone says, oh, they did pretty well. But people are going to look at the scores and say, oh, gee, they beat them easy. And they haven't beaten them easy except for the last 15 minutes.
Yep. So we're back in the middle once again. Ball is thrown up. Davis decides to take it out of the ruck contest. Umpire says he didn't have a prior opportunity to get rid of it after he took it. Good work there from Primer, who looks like he's having a bit of a trot in there, giving away quite a bit of size. So Davis now knows that, gets into a good position. Ball from the ruck contest. Jewel couldn't get it out, but it's going to be worked out towards Berg. He can't take clean possession of it. Zach Swinnerson's the same. Out the back, it ends up in the hands of O'Brien, I think it was. Now in the hands of Jewel. Kick smothered off the boot. Back to O'Brien. Has a player across the ground. Will use him. And it's going to be a nice kick out there to Baker. He makes it good. So Baker now with the ball. Was going to go short, decided to go a little bit further down the ground. Jewel again running into position and took that nicely. Into the hands of Riccardi now, takes him on. A little bit of pace and dash, steps inside one, round the second one. Into the goals he goes and long. Desnoy will be the target. Gubbins coming across and there's going to be a free kick given. And I didn't see what that was for.
I've got a funny feeling it was for the fact that they pulled Oscar Riccardi down to the ground for no reason.
I just don't know why he was on the ground though, Grub, that's all.
Who?
The Purcell when they gave the free kick to him.
It was to Purcell. It wasn't. I think they were going to pay it down the ground anyway, but then they
Well,
found a free
I
kick
reckon
in the
the other
contest.
umpires see that because Riccardi's gone bang, 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 bang. 10 minutes after he's got rid of it, one bloke bumped him, the other bloke grabbed him and pulled him to the ground. So whether there was a free kick in this instance, I don't know.
Yeah, no, as I said, the only reason I doubt that was because, as I said, Purcell was on the ground, but I don't know. I was watching the flight of the ball, wasn't watching him.
Yeah, I just thought I saw the umpire down there point back to where Oscar was on the ground.
So Purcell steps in, and I don't reckon. Oh,
He's got it.
He's held his line, I think. So he now adds to those goal-kicking tally, and he's got his first of the afternoon. The 12th now for North Geelong. They're 12-13. 6 goals, 9 to Winchelsea. 14 minutes gone. They've kicked as much in this last quarter as they've done for the whole day. Grub, they're just marching away.
Well, that's what I was going to change tact a bit. The last 3 or 4 goals, I've been willing, Winch to do something and all that sort of stuff. But when you start doing that, you just forget a little bit on the football that North have displayed in the last, 15 minutes of this quarter. It's been absolutely brilliant. And again, it's without a lot of players playing, but they just look so good in this last 15 minutes to put the game to bed.
So back in the middle now. Primer up against Davis.
You've got to
wins
change
that pretty easy. Primer wins that tap. Gets it down to Sawney, and Sawney gets wrapped up, so I'll have another ball up in the middle of the ground.
Look, where's Henry? Liam Henry. Not Liam.
Down back.
Yeah, we'll put him in the ruck.
Oh,
This
Davis
kid's my height.
wins that and goes forward. Good gathering that time by Ramos. Gets the handball into the path of Purcell. Purcell had the ball out to Penny. Penny was pretty good with the handball in the path of Ramos. Ramos couldn't gather the ball and then back on the out of Riccardi. And then they're going to kick another goal here. Pass. Does. So 6-9, 45 to 13-13, 91. 15 minutes gone in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance. It's starting to get ugly out here at Winchelsea.
6.5 goals now. It's a shame, but that's football. And for a side that when they, I'm just going to say it again, just get back to the centre and ball a bloody field. I don't know.
Sound like a broken record.
What can I say? Well, I'm a broken record. So because that's what keeps happening, and that's what happens.
It's the time they put numbers behind the ball. Stop
We
the
got
bleeding.
a rubber back on the ground now. Grub that. That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. Well, that was just like a birthday present. What did you get for your birthday?
Something to get every year.
Yeah, well, I suppose, what do you buy a 68-year-old man?
So the ball, umpire pulls the ball up again. Got a decent size ruckman in the middle now. Sawney couldn't win the ball and then comes out to Swennerson. He inside out handballs it, coming back the other way. Going up and then wins his own ball. That was very well done. Now in the middle of Habib, nearly sold him to a little bit of trouble. Winchelsea might win the ball back now, although it comes into the path. Oh, it was really well won out there by Billy. He handballs central into the path of Davis, and then Davis wraps up his opponent. There's going to be a stoppage 50 metres out from North Geelong's goal. Just 50 metres out. Ball up again here. It's been all North Geelong this last quarter. Well, nearly reaches the back of the pack, and now Sawney taps it, and then involved as well was Dench, and this is an opportunity for Winchelsea to go forward through Roget, and it comes to Parrish. He's not chasing as hard as he'd like. Now Zampi gathers the ball. Oh, what a pick up that was. Can he finish it off? He handballs to Parrish. Can he finish?
Good
he can.
boys. Good boys. That's you like to see that.
Really good footy from Zampi. Got the handball inboard to Parrish, and he finished it off. So 7-9-51 to 13-13-91. 17 minutes gone this fourth quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance.
I thought I saw it. I think I said it at three-quarter time. A couple times when Sampi's got near the ball, he just shows that. What do you call it?
Poise?
That, yeah, but it's almost
Magic.
yeah. It's sort of it's like the Indigenous kids can do that. He's quick.
X Factor.
He hasn't done enough of it, but when he does it, it's sort of it's just one of those things that you really, really love to watch. It is. It's a bit like magic the way he did that. And I know he do it a few more times, becomes a very, very, very good player.
So back in the middle once again, ball going thrown up. There's a free kick being given. Push into the square.
Oh.
So it's going to go to Winchelsea. So they get another opportunity here to go into attack. And it's going to be Thomas that'll have the ball. He goes long into their forward line. Parrish comes up at the ball. But it's spoiled from behind there by Farrell. Ball gets down towards... picked up out there by O'Brien on hands and knees, got the handball out, didn't clear the pack too far, and now in the hands of Parrish, looked back inside, kick was smothered off the boot, now with Baker Campbell's back outside to Farrell wants a player running past, went back to Baker, runs and carries the ball now, kicks back towards centre wing, and that kick was not well directed, and it's going to go straight into the hands there of Thomas. He thought he had 50 then, I think.
Yeah, he dropped the ball on purpose to try and stooge the umpire, but again, too clever.
So Thomas now decides he goes long and back into their forward half. Out the back, Parrish has taken the mark, but
you would have to pay the push. You would have to pay the... See where the umpire is? He could not have missed it.
So it's going to go to Charlie Farrell once again. So Farrell now will go back to Swenison. Tom. Further afield, he go wide. Marcus taken out there. Sammy Reynolds now goes further along the boundary line. They
That's
move
better,
it nicely.
Sammy.
They get the ball from just outside their defensive end now. Short pass Purcell. Decides to go longer. Gubbins has the best sit out the back. Can't take the mark. Desnoy picks it up at the contest. Kicks on the left boot. Kicked a little bit too wide there. Actually a lot too wide. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Winchelsea Blues.
Another understatement. Went over into the trees.
You got to build it up, mate. You got to give him some credit out there. Anakie with the ball, and
I did ask Ollie, and it's actually Mank.
Mank, is it?
Yeah.
I won't say anything about that. So the ball goes back to Anakie now. And he kicks the ball across the ground, and it's been picked off there by Henderson. So Henderson now, he decides to go back towards goals, takes advantage, kicks long. It will go to the goal square. Oh, there's a hole back there, but it doesn't matter because Desnoy decides he will just kick his third goal of the quarter. And the 14th now for North Geelong. They're 14-13. They lead Winchelsea on 7-9. 20 minutes gone. Morris Finance, final quarter.
I tell you what else they've got, and it's one in the game. You know, Desnoy, where he was, has played just, what would you say, reasonable?
Yeah.
He hasn't set the world on fire. And as a player of his class, he would probably like to play a little bit better. So they put him up forward and he goes bang, bang, bang. Yeah. See you later. Game over. So he's obviously got a ton of class.
Umpire balls the ball up in the middle now. Winning the contest, the clearance was Habib, gets the ball forward. Another opportunity for North Geelong here. Handball out wide. Here's Riccardi's chance. Oscar Riccardi from 45. Kicks and just wide. So 7-9-51 to 14-14-98.
That was another one like me.
Just wide.
I thought it might have come back a bit further.
Nearly out in the full.
So they return the ball here, Winchelsea. This
all right, mate.
Is brought to you
Good
by
call.
Morris Finance. We're nice and positive in the box here, Grub. We're going to make up for some negativity. As go to the pocket now and then down the line, coming over the top. It was a good fist out from Thomas. They're going to win the ball here, Winchelsea. Involved was Rugen as well. And then further along, back, kick forward. It's all North Geelong numbers, and it's going to be out of bounds in the full. So North Geelong will take the ball.
You better go and ask him his name too, because I don't think it's Ruget. Rouge. I reckon it might be Rouge.
Oh, no. Well, Schwedderson just let the ball hit his boot. It was not his best effort, although he makes up for it by getting the handball inboard. Involved is George as well. It's good to see he's okay after coming off an injury last quarter. And then handball further afield to Terrace, and then the ball is out of bounds. So we'll have a ball in centre wing, far side of the ground. Back in again now in the ruck for North Geelong is Pask. They get the ball forward through Werribee. He's had not a bad last quarter. Winchelsea win the ball back now. Parrish, can he make a contest? He can. Gets out, though. They can't retain possession. Parrish still involved. Can they get the handball out to Primer? They try to now. Primer might gather the ball. There's a whistle, and the umpire says...
I think he's going to say throw it in, is he? Or?
Throw it in? I'm not sure. It was a boundary. The field umpire called it.
Goal, the difference between Geelong West and Belmont. 2 points between Thompson and Bannockburn. And there was another one that was still going down to the wire. Anakie 83, Werribee 76.
If Geelong West can get over the line against Belmont, that'd be one of the upsets of the year.
Yeah, it's a throw-in. And not to be picky, but Habib,
sorry, mate.
Habibi's his brother.
Have it back in now. It might have been a push from the contest from Pask. It was, so... Free kick is going to go to Mitch Thomas. So look for the movement here. Parrish wants it long. They're going to go in his direction. Parrish leads up. Can he take the mark? He falls over. I didn't think...
Well, he did trip and stumble.
I don't know if it was his opponent's fault, though.
Yeah, he tripped and stumbled, but then the bloke went straight into his back. So he didn't mean to do it, but it's still a free. The umpire got it right, if you ask me.
So Parrish...
If he stops and chops on purpose, then he won't pay the free kick. But I just think he stumbled.
Accidentally.
Yeah, he just sort of stumbled, and the bloke stumbled in the middle of his back.
So Indy Parrish now to bring the deficit back for Winchelsea. More of a consolation goal more than anything.
I don't think you're going to the Hotham, Sammy. Don't think you're going to the Hotham, mate.
From 45 metres out. Indy Parrish. Decent looking kick. Faded a little bit left and faded a lot left. So it's a minor score. 7-10-52 to 14-14-98. 24 and a half minutes gone on the fourth quarter scoreboard. Brought to you by Morris Finance.
I'm going to give you a vote, but I don't think these blokes will. I'll give you a vote.
Ball comes out now. Nice kick into the hands of Swinnerson. Half back line. Game just now to be played out. Handball goes over the top to Smith. A little bit of pressure again. He steps round and loads up and goes long into their half-forward line. Pushing the back, says the umpire. Goes to Davis. So again, they've got plenty of options running past. Jackson Jewell was the second one of them. And he goes long into their forward line. But again, reading that nicely, Mark was taken out there by Gubbins. He goes short and up over the top. Goes looking for Sawney. Did nicely, got the boots on, and he put the ball out wide, goes to Rouge. Rouge handballs back to Sawney. Getting some cheap ones here. Ball goes back into centre forward. Mark not taken, ground level. So they're just easy little 1-2 ones.
Yeah, he's full of running at the end of the game.
I didn't say that. I just said them cheap ones. And the ball goes out wide, goes towards Beecroft. Handball goes further afield. Henderson got the ball on the boundary line. Little kick back inside. Oh, I think it's dangerous. It was. Mark has been taken out there. They play on quickly. Back to Sawney. Handball's back inside. Went back and collected it once again. Did nicely. Goes long into their forward line. Sitting under the ball. Mark, good Danes.
Great mark.
Pass there once again. Takes the mark at either end. So he's now got the ball. And the kick goes out wide. There's going to be a 50-metre penalty. And it's going to come into the middle of the ground now. So Cooper Pax will be the recipient of that 50-metre penalty. Got some runners outside if he wants to use him. George then decides to go over the top because Smith ran into some space by himself. Goes long into the pocket. Desnoy's the target. Out in front. Mark not taking Riccardi there. Ball beats him over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw-in which will take place about 30 around from the goals. And umpire just waiting. I'm not too sure why he's waiting there, but he's got both ruckmen down there. Ball thrown back in now. Front position taken by Thomas. Comes out. Riccardi through traffic on the left boot. Can he bring it back far enough? Not this time, and through for another minor score. He has 3 of them for the afternoon, and it moves now North Geelong to 14-15, 7 goals, 10 Winchelsea, almost 27 gone. Morris Finance, final quarter.
I'll tell you what, Oscar Riccardi's had 2 near chances at, near misses at Connect-Tail goal of the day. He's had that one there that just missed. He burst from the stoppage, and also the little dribble that missed as well earlier. So
Belmont Lions away, 66-53.
Bit of a break.
Winchelsea are going to exit here through Gemmell. Go out wide to the defensive 50 now, and then back inboard. Kick was misdirected. Could not find Hackett, but then back in the middle now. Umpire's seen a free, so it's going to go back to North Geelong through Schwenneson. He's had a pretty good game. Finds Penny. They're 75 metres out now, North Geelong. He's going to take the easy option and go back to Tom Schwenneson, who drops the mark, gets his own ball, swings back on the left boot. They've got the numbers here, Winchelsea, and they do take the mark in defence. So 27.5 minutes gone, won't be too long to go. Kick was a little bit risky, but Maloney makes it look good. And then he goes out wide, couldn't get over the head of Jasper George, and he takes a good mark. He's going to move it quickly to Riccardi. Riccardi's 55 out, hugged up against the boundary. I think he'd be well out of range here. He's going to kick it to the top of the square. Can Penny fly? I can see him out the back. He couldn't quite. Then gathering the ball. Pass was there as well. Desnoy's kicked 3 this quarter. He tries to get it to Schwenneson inboard, although they're going to win the ball through Primer on the outer side. Little shake and bake there, and then back in the middle.
Down the ground,
Sampy.
free kick. Down the ground.
Yep, so it's going to go to Sampy. Sampy inboard. It wasn't his best kick, but it still works out.
You almost set him up
for
hospital.
Rouget has Dench if he wants him. He's not going to go in that direction. He's going to go out wider. Now, Primer might end up back with it here. He doesn't yet. There's Hackett. He's going to lower his eyes. Zampy, there was just 3 North Geelong players standing there waiting for that ball, and they win the ball, go back the other way. Now Ramos takes the ball, comes back in, handball over the top. Tom Schwenneson, he's had a pretty good last quarter. Just gets out of his reach. Although now, what a pickup that was. Handball out wide. Beautiful from Tommy Schwenneson. Now inboard, and the mark is taken in defence. Coming back the other way for Winchelsea by Jordan Huff.
Ball goes short down from half and goes. Schwenneson read that nicely. Couldn't take the mark. Went back after it at ground level. Got the handball outside. Picked up out there. Working through the contest. North Geelong through Ramos. They go long and wide. Will it stay in the field of play? Umpire says.
Well, the goal umpire looks to me like he set out the full.
Yep, I'm not too sure. But the young umpire's coming down. So I'm assuming now it's going to be a throw-in. Forward pocket area.
Although, when you put up high like that, that's not out in the full, is it?
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure now.
No, way out
You got
like
me confused.
that.
So the ball's thrown back in by the umpire. Out the back it comes again. Running through. Ball not collected correctly there, but it's Hackett that relieves some pressure. That might have been a push. Umpire's seen it the same way. And it's going to go back to Primer. So Primer's going to be the recipient this time.
He's had a go, this kid.
Yeah, has been hanging in there. So Primer now from defensive side of centre wing, decides to come back inboard, goes towards Parrish. He can't take the mark now at ground level. He picks the ball up, goes out the back to Sampy, went through the hands, got it through to his teammate out there in Hackett. He brought the ball back inside, put his teammate under extreme pressure. Tackle was laid, and the umpire will call for it back. We are pretty much right in the centre of the ground here at Winchelsea. So the ball is up and once again thrown up. Comes out of that contest. Tommy Schwenneson had a little bit of a go at it. Handball through the contest, only as far as Gubbins. He slips over. Schwenneson went back after it again. Couldn't pick the ball up this time. And again, umpire comes in and takes possession of it. So again, Davis and Thomas, ball comes out, ends up in the hands there of Gubbins once again. He kicks into their half-forward line, going back with the fly to the ball. Nice work, Henderson takes the mark. Can come across the ground and has Smith by himself. And again, he can play on if he wants to, but he's just called to play on now by the umpire. Was going to use Baker, but decides to go a little bit longer. Schwenneson, that was Zach, went the ball in over the top. Again, Winchelsea coming back the other way now. Stampy came at it, but Smith chips in, takes the mark, settles things down for North Geelong. So Smith now from the coach's bench, he's telling him to go backwards. He goes along the boundary line, has Schwenneson. Zach. So he's just going to put the ball longer into their half-forward line. Davis is going to be the target. Oh, that's a good clean jump. That's no penny, is it? It is. That was a great little jump and grab. Ball now quickly into their forward line, out in front. Mark not taking push. Umpire was going to pay it, but he's called Gubbins to play on. Goes across the ground. Out by himself is Timms, picks it up, has a runner outside, Primer. He goes long, down looking for Simmons, but the kick wide. The siren has sounded. Game has ended, which we'll see. The North Geelong side record their 7th victory of the season, 14-15 to Winchelsea, 7-10. Goal kickers for the home side, Parrish 2, 1 each to Sawney, Freeman, Sampy, Simmons and Hackett, and for North Geelong 3 each to Desnoy. All in the last quarter, Cooper passed 2 each to Mitchell Bibb, Thomas Swennerson, Jackson Jewell, 1 to Zach Swennerson, Purcell. Take a short break, come back.
Before you go, Thompson have beaten Bannockburn.
2 points?
Don't know.
All right. So there you go. So that's one score we have through. We'll have some more as we come back. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. At this stage, we think Anakie at the current stage are 83 to Werribee 76. We're not too sure how far that's gone in. Bellpost Hill 109 to Corio 71. So that's one game we can tell that's been decided. North Geelong, as you know, have won this game here. East Geelong currently 83 over Inverleigh at 59. We know that Thompson have beaten Bannockburn, but we haven't got a final score, so we're assuming that that's the case. And the other game, the Belmont Lions were 14 points up the last score we got through. So again, all games will be coming to a bit of a close. So we would think that not too much will change during the next couple of minutes, but who knows what happens. We've had some longer quarters go on during the course of the season. Let's hope that enough for some of these games that's not the case. And Robert, will get you to let us know what's happened here this afternoon before we give our votes out for today's game.
Oh, just let me have a look at this, because it was 2 points. Definitely,
it was 2 points.
Definitely
Yep.
2 points. Thompson over Bannockburn.
There you go, on a low-scoring game too, 52 to 50. So
yeah, so that would have been a hard slog out there, I reckon, out at Pepperoni Pizza Park. A little bit disappointed in the finish. I just reckon, and I know I've said it a million times, they had the greatest crack they could ever do, and they kept themselves in the game, and then they got slaughtered in the last quarter. And as I said, you'd hate to see them come away getting beat by 7 or 8 goals, and that's just what's happened in the finish. They just blitzed them. Desnoy went forward and kicked. What did he kick? 3 in the last quarter.
3. Yep.
You know, and it was just too much for them. But I reckon it's got to give them heart. They get Caleb Brown and a few of those blokes back, and all of a sudden their team improves on a home ground. I reckon they'll challenge a lot of sides down here. North Geelong, well, it's hard for me to judge North Geelong because they're sitting on top. They're undefeated. They were reasonable today, but they got 9 blokes out. So I can't judge their form when you've got 9 blokes and maybe 10, someone said, to come back into the side. The way they play today, it's a little bit hard to see who might go out. You know, because most of them played pretty well. I don't know how you're going to do the votes here because I reckon that Winchelsea had a couple of good players, but North Geelong had 18 of them. And it's so hard to do that. But look, a great effort. North Geelong did what they had to do and then come home with what they say is the breeze. I thought it was going across the ground. But until then, it was a real enjoyable game. I just love the way the coach came in, hasn't played, thought I better come and stand up, and he killed them early. Ran out of steam a little bit to finish. But look, all credit to North Geelong. They're unbeaten. They kept their unbeaten record intact. They've probably got a couple of bigger games coming up. And hopefully for their sake, they get their players back in that time. But up until three-quarter time, I really enjoyed the game, boys. I really did.
Yeah, I'm the same, Grub. I thought that was a really good contest. As I said, we came here probably expecting that North Geelong would just probably blow Winchelsea out of the water. But for 3 quarters, they were able to put enough pressure on and create enough opportunities for themselves. As I said, again, not a high-scoring game, but that's probably the way they wanted to play it because they needed to stay in this contest for as long as they could. Unfortunately, in the last quarter, as we said, when you kick 6 goals to three-quarter time and then kick 8 in the last, we know those things happen. We've seen it in a couple of games so far this season. But it was just a complete, I suppose, relevance of where they situate at the present time with North Geelong undefeated and Winchelsea, as I said, struggling to win a few games along the way. But as I said, they did put up that good performance. Arch, your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for Winchelsea, I think when they looked really good was when there was a chaos ball inside 50. I know I said it a couple of times. And also when they used hands and had more deeper entries, but also when they were lowering their eyes and trying to find a target instead of just going like long and deep and high. Obviously, North Geelong can do that because they have the personnel down there to take a big mark. Like this game they had Purcell, but they've got others who are out. But yeah, when you've got they had Primer down there, Berg, Parrish, don't think none of them can really take. The one is probably Jordan Huff. He could probably take a big contested mark, but he didn't do enough of that today. I think he took one and he got taken away from him. So I think it was a very well coached game by Peter Riccardi. The way that he squeezes teams across the ground, his defensive setup is really good. And as we saw last week against Anakie, it worked, and it worked for that last quarter there today. But yeah, I think if I was Winchelsea, I wouldn't be disheartened with the game. I think they gave them a real good crack for 3 quarters, and in the end, they just got run over the top from a better team.
All right, boys, I know you probably haven't had a chance to do your 3, 2 and 1. You've got yours, have you?
Yeah, I've got mine, yeah.
Well, before you do that, you just got to be a little bit careful because we gave one last week to Bryce Brockenshire.
Yep.
Was that right?
Yes.
So I thought I didn't quite know how to spell his name, so I thought I'll just look up their best players.
Yep.
Wasn't in them.
Oh. No.
We knew that.
Well, Jackson Jewell was my 3 votes, and he couldn't get in them either.
And he had 44.
So we're going to rely on sending someone today with you two blokes.
Well, as I said,
Bloody hell.
I was about to ring these boys up and say, hang on a minute, at least mine got the best players. Then I went through them, and I wasn't even mentioned. So I don't know. As I said, everyone looks at the game differently, and as I said to you before, you'll obviously have some blokes that will go into this side, picked strictly on what they provide to the contest. And there'll be others that are on there for their class and everything else that they provide as well. But I think today's votes will be equally as interesting.
Controversial, for sure.
Yeah. So, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
You might as well make a Galari.
I really wanted to give a vote early on to Tav Sawney, or I was tossing out between Ben Maloney as well. But when you end up getting beaten by 40 points, I don't think you can do that. So I've given my 1 vote to Thomas Davis. In the ruck, thought he played well all day, especially dominated that last quarter, and around the ground behind the ball he takes really good contested marks, and they need it as well. 2 votes to Geordie Purcell. It just shows how beneficial it is to have a key forward up that can get the ball to the ground, bring your smaller forwards into the game. Might have kicked a couple and created a few himself as well. And then my 3 votes goes to Tom Schwennerson. I thought he was dominant around the ground all day today. Thought his running capacity, and I thought his skills, his decision making was quite good, and I think that he was probably their best mid and overall best player today.
Go on, Smithy.
Right. Well, the Arch and I are not too far away, but we just got the reverse of what he's got. I gave one vote to Tommy Swennerson. I thought as the game went on, he provided some good run through the middle of the ground. Look, as I said, 2 or 3 years back, he was going at his very best. He's had a little spell in between in relation to not playing well or for whatever reasons, work or whatever. But he's definitely got himself back on track now. And when Tom Swennerson's up and about, there's probably not too many better footballers in our league going around. So good use of the ball, strong, good, nice kick, and he did that this afternoon. I gave 2 votes to Tav Sawney. I thought if there was a player in the ground that probably gave pretty close to 4 quarters, he was one of the ones that really did stand out, especially his first 3 quarters. Once they got away from him in the last, he obviously couldn't find it as much, but he hasn't changed. As I said, every time I see him go out, he does equally as well. And my 3 votes I gave to Tommy Davis. Again, I reckon he's the difference in North Geelong this year to last year, having that one bloke that's got a bit of size about that can compete in the ruck, and that's what he's been doing, and he's been giving them the first use. And not only that, he actually gets the ball and wins it from the contest as well, and gets the ball going forward. And then, as we know, if you can get the ball from the middle of the ground going forward in most grounds this year, you're a long way towards winning the contest and getting the ball quickly into your forward line. So how did you go, Grub?
Well, I'm going to completely disagree with Archie. I'm going to pick the best blokes that I saw play. And I don't give a stuff if they got beat by 40 points or 100 points. So I'm going to give 1 vote to the coach. I thought he was very, very good early. Died off a little bit, but kept him in the game. Maloney, I thought he was fantastic. I gave 2 votes to Tavau Sawney, who I thought was... He was the bloke that played 4 quarters. And I'm not sure... There's only one other bloke that was really participating in all 4 quarters. And that's the 3 vote I'm going to give to. And this bloke's opponent was Mitch Collins. And he did everything he could. But he just wasn't big enough and strong enough, so Tommy Davis gets my 3.
Tommy Davis... from me, that will make him 7 votes, and I think he will be the recipient of the award this afternoon. So well done. Well done.
Good on you, Don Davis.
Don is good.
Donny Davis.
Yeah, that's it. Donny Davis. That's his, could be his dad. You never know that. But anyway, so we've. I think if we got fresh final scores from around the street, we'll just see if we can grab some final scores. Because when we looked into them last time, the games were still going, and again, I haven't got live scores here, unfortunately, so I'm not too sure whether you blokes can get anything a little bit more relevant.
Well, they should all be finished now, shouldn't they?
You would think so.
Yeah, I do have some live scores.
Right, you do it.
Anakie 13-5-83, beaten Werribee Central
76.
11-10-76.
Yeah, that was like that for a long time.
Corio 10-13-73 have lost to Belpost Hill 18-8-116. Winchelsea, that's our game. Inverleigh 9-6-60 have lost to East Geelong 11-19-85. Thompson won by 2 points, already said that. And then 7-11-53. Geelong West have lost to Belmont, which is 9-13-67.
All right, so that brings to a conclusion round 7. As I said, round 8 next week. We've got some interesting games going on next week. Belmont Lions take on Anakie. Grub, quickly, we might just run through them before we decide where we're going to go.
Good game. I can see that being a very, very good game.
Well, as I said, Anakie, they win today, haven't they?
Beat
So
Werribee by a goal.
Belmont a little bit slow out of the blocks this afternoon, but at home you would think they're probably a little bit too strong. North Geelong take on Bannockburn, which now obviously will be a interesting clash. Again, it'll be interesting to see who comes back for North Geelong and then what Bannockburn can do against a quality side.
That's at the Keith Barclay?
Keith Barclay Oval. Oval. I've got the tongue going today.
I just hope, because Bannockburn, they didn't win today, but they're a pretty good side, and I think North may need some of those 9 players back, so I hope they get a few back.
Belpost Hill take on the Geelong West Giants. Again, after today's performance, we don't know what we're going to get up there next week.
No. Obviously, the Giants are pretty good for a long time today, and Belpost Hill had a good win too, didn't they?
Belpost Hill got over the top of Corio, yes, in the end. East Geelong take on Corio, and you would think that would be much of a one-sided affair. And again, unless Corio can manage to get a few back. Inverleigh are at home again to Thompson, and that would be an interesting competition out there because today Thompson have got over the Bannockburn. Inverleigh are not a bad effort, 25 points down on East Geelong.
Yes, that'll be a pretty good game actually.
And the final game is the longest trip in history. Werribee taking on Winchelsea. So Winchelsea, a bit of work to be done getting up the highway to Werribee.
Well, as I said, with North Geelong, we hope they get plenty of their players back. With Winchelsea, I hope they don't.
Well, next week, we're going to Bellpost Hill next week.
Yep.
Past Players Day up there at Bellpost Hill, so we will take the trip up to the hill. Bellpost Hill taking on the Geelong West Giants, and we look forward to that round 8 clash.
And we'll see if their side of the millennium is as good as Winchelsea's.
Well, yes, there will have to be a bit of work done there. Actually,
Only about 8 flags in there.
Yeah, and I reckon most of those players would be amongst that squad, I would think. So that could be an interesting little debate coming up there. Grub, we got some sponsors to thank.
We certainly have, and a big thank you, of course, to our quarter sponsors in Buckley's, the best in the business, Elders Insurance, P&R Foods. That's the rat, isn't it?
P&R Foods, that's the rat.
Go and see the rat, and of course go and see Martin Carter get a quid off him from Morris Finance. Routley's, I didn't get to say it today, so I'll say it now. The big men fly for the Routley's pie. The Victory Trophies, magnificent sponsors for us. The Hotham Hotel, of course, if you're in the city. The Yards, if you're out in the west. Victory Trophies. Kempy Engineering, read the play. Do a marvellous job. For Athlete's Foot, Promoted Trophies, and for the goal of the day, the Connectel.
Goal of the day. Beautiful. Do we have a winner of that today?
No, we've got a $20 reward, but
Sampi
I just take that home myself and give it to my wife for being away from her all day.
She probably appreciates that. That would be great. So, look, as I said, from everybody here in the box this afternoon to the boys out on the cameras, they're doing a great job for us out here.
Hang on.
Hang on what?
Look, Tyler's done a magnificent job, but that other bloke's been out there complaining about the wind all day.
Yeah, no, I must admit,
what's wrong with him?
He reckons it's blowing straight up his shirt tail. So,
what's wrong with him?
that's all right. Bradley, he'll toughen up over time.
Come on, Brad, have a crack.
He needs to bring his hat with him next time. Well, actually, I think he had one on, but it blew off the top, didn't it, a couple of times? So to both Tyler and Brad, thank you for what you do here this afternoon. As I said, it gets us up and running and to Arch and Grub this afternoon. And to everyone that's out there that's been listening to us and viewing us on the live stream, we hope you've enjoyed the call, and we look forward to seeing you again here next week. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.